think I should.
I'm going to say, still haven't had a YouTube notification for this. Finally!
I wouldn't know, and I don't care.
Oh, what? You mean the YouTube notification actually worked for you, Alan?
Yes! Before we went live, even, just, maybe.
Or
let's see if we can find it.
and
Maybe it's here, and maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Nope, we're live, actually.
yes,
And got
we
two
are.
people watching, and one of them is Ellen, most likely.
Yes, I'm watching.
Hey, Factard.
Well, so to answer your question, Squirrel, that you had before, do we ever really have a topic to start the show? I mean, come
Not
on.
typically, no, but I thought it might be. If I thought it might be worth it to ask.
And now my battery works. Great. Hey,
Yay! Evening, Bo. Haven't
Man, they're not going to remaster Morrowind. Suck.
I haven't gotten to talk to you in a while, Bo. How you been?
Well, been busy with the annual Roskilde Festival, a music festival, with some traffic management, that kind of thing. And then after getting home, I caught something because, I felt like shit for, well, I'm not done yet, but I felt like shit for over 2 weeks or something.
Wait. Were you
a throat infection?
Were you at the same show that frickin' Halsoy was at? Because he went to.
Was he there?
Here's a question: was Eminem there? Because.
Yep.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
was the first time ever he actually made it to the festival. Actually, ever made a concert in Denmark. Yeah.
Well, then I guess Halsoy was there as well because motherfucker got sick after going to an Eminem concert.
Him too. Now, why the hell didn't he? Okay. Why didn't we meet
left
up?
you out,
Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
He left you out, did he?
Apparently, but no. I got some kind of throat infection.
Oh!
It was almost like I've been smoking for 30 years, and my body trying to cough up my lungs every morning. But it's a dry cough. But it's slowly turned into a more liquid cough.
Oh,
But it was dusty as hell this year.
Yeah.
We have
hate that.
literally had no rain at all.
Ah,
We still haven't. And,
you know what? They say global warming isn't a thing.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm just kidding here, basically. But yeah, that's not how stuff works. But yeah. Yeah. But no,
Well, if you've had very little or no rain, and it wasn't super cold this last winter, yeah, that's global warming being a thing.
yeah. Actually, I can't remember how what the temperatures were this winter. I can't even remember. It wasn't. It certainly wasn't all that cold because I would usually make note of that. Since I hate anything but the cold.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
This
like it cold.
that kind of guy. Like,
this side of the North Sea.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
a descendant of a
That's-
pirate. Come on.
That wouldn't happen to extend to morgues and funeral homes, would it? Oh, had me. Ah.
Well, except maybe for Jared and someone else, maybe. I'm not the oldest one. I'm not the youngest one either. Yeah.
No, we definitely have a good smattering in here.
I think I'm the oldest one.
Well, you would be the oldest one, Alan. I think I'm number 2.
Yes, you are number 2, Squirrel.
Yeah. A big number 2.
I think Chew's about a week younger than I am.
I don't know. How old are you again, Alan?
I'll be 54 next month.
I'll be 46 in September.
Well, there's a big difference between being old and being an old geezer.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I'm definitely an old geezer.
Not yet. You've only got about 10 years on me. I refuse to be that old.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what?
It's not exactly it's not exactly something you can avoid, is it? Well, it is, but yeah.
You know, that whole I'm not going to get old sounds an awful lot like my paternal grandmother, who was 29 for like 30 years.
And then she finally turned 30?
No, and then she finally turned 39.
Oh!
Well, although I don't have any kids, I'm never going to get any kids. I do have a big family. One thing everybody should know about kids, especially if of the female kind, is that when they start noticing the boys, they do everything they possibly can to look older. Then after a certain time, it switches on a dime, and they do everything they can to look younger.
Yep.
They just can't get it. They just never get satisfied.
The magic age, by the way, for that is 26.
Blank. I've never paid much attention to that sort of thing, but yeah,
I don't know. I
not the age thing.
Well, unfortunately, I've known a great many. I have known / been with a great many women that have crossed that threshold, and it goes from do these jeans make my butt look fat to no, they don't. You're lying to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the questions you cannot answer correctly.
Ah,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yes, dear, you're lying. No, you're still lying. I mean,
Actually, what you do is you stall and misdirect. Don't ever answer that question. Not if you're smart.
Oh, well,
imagine the meanest SEAL team. The meanest SEAL. He's huge, like a freight train. But when he's home with his kids, he gets pummeled by his daughter.
Oh, shit. That does tend to happen.
Yeah.
I think we all get pummeled by our daughters.
Or our wives, for that matter.
I've only got an ex now. That's much, much better.
that debatable.
My
Depends on the
previous
quality
wife
of the
used
ex.
to like to beat the shit out of me in more ways than one.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I haven't had to. I nor my kids have had to speak to my ex for the last 6 years, 7 years. So that's pretty good, really.
Wow, lucky.
Well, there's different ways of getting things to work out. I mean, you either stay friends or get back to being good friends, or you just stay away. Agree to stay away, that is.
Yeah, I found
again,
the stay away has been quite effective.
Yeah, well, I don't have much experience in that area. I've had, let's see, 4, maybe 5 girlfriends? But I've had them for very long. I'm not the kind of person that just jumps on anything that has a pulse. I tend to
That's
find
usually a
someone
really
I can be
smart
with
idea,
together.
Bo.
Sorry?
That's usually a really smart idea. Although I do have a piece of advice for any of you guys out there, especially those that are new to military service, don't stick your dick in crazy.
It may seem like fun, but oh boy.
But fun while it lasts.
And it will not last long. If you see it, if you are going to college or you're in your later years of high school, just keep it stowed. If you happen to hit it off with somebody with some woman in social sciences, run away. Run away as fast and as hard as you can. And don't take social sciences yourself. Don't ever do it. Go hang out with STEM guys and the STEM girls, even better. Because they are much, much, much less likely to turn you into Title IX just for looking at them strange.
Now, I'm just completely ignorant on this point. Social, what now?
Social sciences.
So it's just as stupid as communications?
Women's studies.
Women's
Oh,
studies,
crap.
communication, all that sort of thing.
Yay.
Uh,
Something that completely gets you the best job in the world when you're done. Yeah.
Liberal arts will get you. You can get away with some liberal arts. Some.
Yeah, like English, history, your root tenets. Those ones are okay.
Usually. Not always, but usually. It depends on how many friends she has from women's studies.
Exactly.
And if you happen to be in there, date outside your field. Seriously. Because they're going to turn you into a teacher at some point, and that's okay. But you most decidedly want to go find a woman from STEM. Not only is she going to way out earn you, which might be a problem much further down the line, but she's more likely to tolerate your issues.
Yeah, but she'll have something between her ears, at least.
Yes, and that's
hopefully.
That is the big part.
Yeah, but I have now. We don't have the idea of STEM in Denmark, and to my knowledge, we don't have all that big of an issue getting women or girls interested in sciences, etc. But
Say, you guys don't teach science, technology, engineering, and math? You don't teach those?
Well,
don't. It's true.
Yeah. Well, in it's hard to compare different types of educational systems, across borders. But in Denmark, for example, in public school, no, in any school really, from when you're 5 or 6 years old till you're, let's say, 16, 17, can't remember exactly when you're out of 10th grade. We only have one type of math, and that's math. There's no algebra or stuff like that. It's all combined into one.
What fun is that?
And back in the day, I mean, the schools, the educational system in Denmark has changed a lot since I was in that nightmare. And back then we had physics in one class, and biology in a second, and chemistry in a third. Today,
you'd be kidding me.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know anything about that. I mean, again, I don't have any kids.
We had 3 physics classes at my high school. What are you talking?
Yeah, no kidding. 1, 2, and 3 typically.
A regular and 2 advanced placements.
Yeah, well, I was one stupid question that is answering a simple question stupidly away from getting the high score. I mean, we don't have the 0 to 100 score system. We had a different, a really illogical, in my opinion, system of if you don't turn anything in on a test at all, at the exams, you get 0. If you do turn something in and it's shit, and if it's a math and you write horse as an answer, stupid like that, you at least turn something in. That would give you an 03. That's the next on the scale. And then the next, again, you go from the 3 to a 4. No, wait, no, there's no 4. 5. There's a 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. Well, there's 11 as well. It's so weird. And then there's the 13. I have no idea why they did it that way. But
it sounds kind of arcane to me. But then I'm one of those weird people where a percentage score was actually. I'm one of those great people that went to school at a time when a percentage actually freaking meant something, or actually when education meant something, because the current situation is
not so much. Yeah.
terrible.
Where creationism is trying to get their foot in the door. Yeah.
By the way, if you can avoid Common Core at some point, then you are damned lucky.
I didn't catch that.
I said if you can avoid the Common Core by some strange metric, then you got really lucky. Common Core is damn near ubiquitous here in the United States, and it's all bullshit.
Oh, it is.
Where my 8-year-old, over the last 3 years, has brought home homework with arcane instructions, and I'm looking at it going, kid, what the hell is this? I don't get it. The instructions for his homework, I never get them. Never, ever. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they put that together. They swore up one side and down the other that educators thought this was a good idea. And the folks at the colleges are going, why are these kids even here? They don't know nothing, and they forgot. And apparently, nobody taught them to think. Because
my little sister is about 6 years younger than I am. I do remember her coming home. Sometimes coming home with a math problem, trying to get help. My mother couldn't help. She was the one in the the one in the household that at least knew something about math. My dad, hell no. He still has problems reading and writing, and he never learned it. He was a hands-on guy. But it would usually go to my oldest brother. But when she came home and asked something, you could just see my mom and my dad just almost glazing over when she asked, how does this work? I don't know. I mean, I couldn't understand it either, but still. I mean, it's so... during the last 20 years... Sorry?
But still, that sounds like a rip roaring pain in the ass to me. But of course, I said the same thing when I started seeing math problems coming home. And the sad part of it is the poor kid can't just say 2 and 2 is 4. He has to factor it all out and then add it up. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, you're sounding like it's slowly turning into an what do you call it? What the hell? You don't get a grade. You just get an award for being there.
No. We're not quite there yet. We have actually now a 4-point thing. It's and it comes out to doesn't meet cannot or does not / cannot meet standard, approaching standard, at the standard, or above the standard, and that's all you get. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, funny.
And it doesn't matter what their scores are on any individual topic. They still get passed on the next grade.
Yeah. Well, a couple years after my sister, graduate. Yeah, not graduating. It's just a matter of ending the year, 10th grade. That was the year where they stopped not computer class, but computing class.
What?
Interesting.
You could choose it as an extra, a voluntary, you could call it, I guess. Computing in CC or BASIC or COMAL, the most basic, no pun intended, programming languages back then. but they ended it there. A couple of years later, I do believe they stopped it completely. But they in the recent couple of years, they have started it up again. This time, of course, by using Raspberry Pi and Arduino and stuff. But it's actually really popular. They have started that again.
Of course,
Yeah.
at the same time, you wind up with other problems on top of the problems you already have. Because if you're teaching hardcore Linux, which you would have to with an Arduino or Raspberry Pi almost.
Well, Windows and Mac as well, but yeah.
You get kids with all of this advanced stuff, and then they get to work and they're stuck on Windows machines, and they have no idea what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does this thing work? How does that thing work? I don't know. Well, find out.
Look it up on the net. Yeah. Well, the thing I have the hardest not reconciling. I'm a loss for the right words here. The one I have, the thing I have the biggest problem with, is that normal homework is almost exclusively on a computer. Even the exam is done on a computer. There is no physical writing. I know, just call me old school, but a piece of paper and a pencil.
Right, you're going to have a huge problem later on.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, of course, kids are still taught how to read and write manually, obviously. But when I don't know when they stop focusing on that skill specifically, but at some point they actually it's like they're starting to focus more and more on the computer side focusing on a computer when doing their homework. Some of the exams. In fact, some of the tasks they have to do during the exams has to do with how to use the internet. Jeez,
Really?
they knew how to use the internet even before they started school. They grew up with computers online.
Yeah.
That part I just can't understand. Seriously. That is so foreign to me.
Well, you have to know what letters to punch into the Giggle machine so that you know
The Ask Jeeves.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Here's the flip side of that. They encourage dependence on Giggle, and then wonder why the hell they're getting such weird results when the kids have to do research.
On my computer?
I don't
Yeah.
see. That's the
well,
that's
part
the thing I keep getting.
well, no, part of that goes
Hearing
to
that.
part of that is to teaching step 2. Yes, use Google to get a list of sources, but then vet the sources for viability.
Yeah,
See,
that's a
just-
big thing.
See, that's the problem. That's actually research methodology, and nobody teaches that at the high school level. Here, nobody teaches that.
Not entirely
Nobody.
not entirely true. There are teachers who are attempting to. It's just falling on deaf ears.
Okay, I can't
Okay.
remember the title of the YouTube video, but I did see a good while back now a video. I think it was either a Bearing or Undoomed, the YouTube channels. They had a subject of this video about millennials and not believing anything teachers say, and he played the guy played this video with a girl coming into a research thing in office or something, and she asked to get some information. It was I think it was one of those how research worked without the internet or something like that. And this guy, this stressed out guy, he had a pile on one side of paper, a huge pile that says, this is wrong, it's wrong, it's not real, not correct, not true, blah, blah, blah. But he had one piece of paper stating, yes, this is true. And the girl who was searching for something. She took that and said, "Oh, I knew it." And the guy at the office there, he just almost blew it, blew a gasket. I can't remember what. I need to find that video. Is that kind of fun?
Here's the sad part. You want to know why we're getting geocentric hits, high-end creationists, and freaking flat earthers these days? It's exactly like that. Nobody is given the proper training in critical thinking, and therefore they go and you say, "Okay, I want to see your research on the shape of the Earth."
Yeah, the good old
is a common question, and the first thing they do, shape of the Earth, they get a shit. The first 100 or 200 references are all for flat Earth.
The good old reference to math. You got it. You got the correct results. Now I want to see how you came to that result.
Yep.
That's the basic thing.
Never worked properly.
Show you're working.
Yeah. Except that now you have to show you're working in such a roundabout manner. 2 + 2 requires about 12 steps.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the audio on my end. It sounds a bit like you're talking into a pillow or something. And
shouldn't be.
My mixer can't. I seriously, I miss the good old analog stuff. I could, if I only had my old mixer, analog mixer, I could just pipe it through there. But nope.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works anymore. All digital, all the time, and somebody wants to say hi before he goes away.
Well, except for the cassettes from my Commodore 64, that's analog data. At least that is still analog tape, and the sound is analog. But yeah, but no, I seriously hope that in schools around the world, going more and more digital. I seriously hope that a big part of what do you call them, tasks or subjects that you have to do on the internet, finding information and so on, that the fact checking is the most important part of the whole thing. I seriously hope that is scrutinized.
And well, it should be, but here, unfortunately, you show the results of your Google search, the teacher goes, "Okay, Johnny, here you go. Good job," and then walks back away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and instead of actually checking the quality of the results.
Not just seeing the list of sources, but actually checking the sources. I mean, imagine somebody finding something, answers in genesis.org or something. Yikes.
Way too common.
Yeah. But thankfully, in Denmark, we don't have the huge problems that America seems to have these days with creationists actually succeeding in getting creationism into science classes.
And that's because where you come from is much more secular than the population, or by population, it's much more secular than it is here in the United States.
Oh yeah, it's not on the top, but it's close. Yeah.
We've got the United States ranks damn near last in percentage of population that seriously believes creationism is a thing, and a substantial portion of those are either completely inculcated to creationism as written, or to intelligent design, which somebody marked as a theory when it doesn't stand up to any level of scientific scrutiny.
Well, and that's the difference between the colloquial meaning and the actual scientific meaning.
And the creationists are experts in maintaining the ignorance of the viewers the intended viewers of their videos, maintaining the ignorance of the difference between theory and scientific theory.
Isn't it funny how here in the U.S. we have more of a problem with religion encroaching on politics than other countries that have state churches?
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
That is
Yeah.
pretty fucking funny when you think about it.
Yeah, sad and funny. Yeah, but
Now,
I mean,
just did
I
that
might
Google
be. I
search
might.
that I suggested, that Google search that I did here, or that I talked about a little while ago. Scientific American has an article that says, "Strange but true: the Earth is not round." That is the number 2. Number 1 is number 2. Number 1 is figure of the Earth from Wikipedia. We all know how great that is. But if you
Rational
just
Wiki
read the
even
headline,
worse.
the Earth could be the Earth stops necessarily being a sphere, and becomes something, and could become whatever the student cares to admit to or
Mhm.
cares to suggest.
Now, I might be wrong here, but
I'll just look at it.
I might be wrong here, but I could imagine that a big part of the problem in the U.S. in terms of, science. Oh, I almost said scientism. Bad dog. Crap.
Bad,
No,
Bo.
of
Bad.
Bad. Yeah. No, of sneaking creationism into science classes and keeping them away, basically keeping them away from theology in schools. I believe that a big part of that problem is the what do you call it? The United States. I wouldn't call the place where you guys are right now, except Evan and I and Halsa, if he's listening in, a country. It's a bunch of states that are together, but they're still divided. If Congress says one thing, this is how it's going to be. For example, medical marijuana. This is now legal. It's you need a prescription for this stuff, but it's now legal to use. But you still have states, some places still have states that where it's still illegal and you can get arrested even though you have a prescription for the marijuana you have, and it's, I mean, you all the paperwork done. You go over the border and you get arrested if you don't get caught. I mean, there's no border protection between the states, of course, but if you get caught in a state where it's still illegal, even though you have a prescription, you can get arrested.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
Actually,
not a-
even states where it is
it's not
legal, and I know one of them, if the feds find you with it, you're fucked. You are.
I mean, I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about a case. I don't remember where. I'm not sure if it's even on YouTube or it was on TV, where there was a shop. Not sure if it was a pharmacy, or a person trying to run a business selling exclusively selling medical marijuana, but that constantly got in trouble with either the state or the local police. I don't know how this stuff works, but
The local police
says this is legal, but no, yeah, the government says this is legal now, but the state he tried to, get his shop going, said no, this is illegal, and there was this battle between him, the state, and the government. It was so
actually
ridiculous,
under
childish.
under federal law, marijuana is illegal everywhere. Period. It's a class 1 scheduled drug.
Yeah, you need to explain the classifications one day. It's but
Put
yeah,
it this way.
I mean-
I'll leave the rest of this to your imagination, but marijuana is considered equivalent to cocaine and heroin.
That's the same stupid shit like in England, if I remember correctly. That's also considered a hard drug.
Here in the UK, we've got basically 3 levels of drugs, A, B, and C, and marijuana is in class C, which is the lowest, while heroin and coke and even, of course, my morphine tablets and liquid are class A drugs, which carry the highest penalties for use and possession, if that's not legal.
See, here's the fun part. It is not illegal in this country to be high. It is illegal to be seen using or possessing. So if you're high and you don't have any on you, they can't do anything about it. They may slap you in a drunk tank for a few hours until you sober up. They can recommend you for drug counseling, but that's the end of it. You cannot be criminally charged for being high. However, if you've got even the smallest amount on you or any paraphernalia that may have been used to get you high, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's what they get you on.
Yeah. On one side, that kind of sounds sensible, but still, they could tap your blood to see that if you have something. No, I mean, yeah, I know legality, but that's a way of doing it. Of course, I'm sure that if some asshole was driving a car, got stopped, and he doesn't have any, let's just say smack, heroin on him, but he has it in his blood. Of course, you could then legally, I would imagine, certainly in Denmark, take his blood.
In some U.S. states, you can. Implied consent allows them to do that.
Actually, believe it or not, this gets worse because you're actually driving under the influence, which is a crime in and of itself.
Yeah, well,
it doesn't matter what you're under the influence of. If you are found to be driving under the influence, you're boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although the penalties are not as severe as they would be if he had any on hand, because possession of a class 1 controlled substance is as a minimum, regardless of the amount, 10 to 12 years in prison. If you have enough to be considered capable of distribution, it's 25 years.
That's retarded, honestly. Even if we're talking about hard drugs, that's retarded.
Yeah, it's our war on drugs here. It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah,
I remember
since Reagan declared it back in the 1980s. It's like what, 84, 85, something like that.
Oh, even earlier.
Oh, you mean the same? At the same time, this 3 strikes system was introduced or something?
The 3 strikes, if I remember right, was Clinton in the early 90s.
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay, because I do remember that part, and that was just the most mind-blowingly stupid idea.
Well,
before that, a lot of states had 3-strike laws before Clinton too. So,
just 3-strike laws at the time were, before Clinton made them a federal thing, were state to state. Some states had them, some states didn't. However, if you take your 3rd strike, you're going up forever. It is an automatic life sentence.
Mm-hmm. And that's the most stupid thing. I mean, if we didn't have that 3-strike system, regardless of when it was and how it was introduced, you wouldn't have as many cop shootings, I would imagine. I mean, if you know that if you get busted one more time, you're going away for life.
So you might as well do it for something major, something that would otherwise deserve a life sentence.
Yeah, I mean, it would certainly mean that if I had that problem, I would do whatever it would take to not go there, to not risk going to jail, to prison for the rest of my life. And I wonder if that would be more dangerous for the police out there.
Well, to be perfectly honest, here's the absolute fun part. If by some chance you're up going to get busted for your 3rd felony. Most people, or at least most criminals of this type, since they've already been to prison, are either A, looking to go back, 3 hots and a cot. You don't have to, and you don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from, or they make damn sure they've done something that would otherwise result in a life sentence.
Yeah,
They can and will commit murders for this.
Well, yeah, it comes down to the thought of, well, if I'm going away for this long, I might as well make it work.
Rehabilitative stuff. So
that's because they don't actually do corrections. I
was air quoting corrections there.
Yeah, you need to air quote louder.
You know what you get when you put a bunch of criminals all in one space?
Oh yeah, they cuddle each other and make it all better. Yeah.
Yeah, you put a bunch of criminals in one space, and what you get back out is better criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other guys in there will more than happily teach people how to do it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All you have to be is a member of their gang, and they will be more than happy to hook you up when you get out. And in the meantime, they will teach you how to best serve.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, I don't know about the U.S. prison system, if you could call it one. The image of how America works in general has been bastardized by Hollywood for decades. But I do know that there is a stark difference between a standard prison in the U.S. and a standard prison in Denmark. If you, even in Denmark, you cannot get a life sentence. Yeah, you could get something called a life sentence, but that's 15, 18 years or something. And you have, in Denmark, there is not one single prison where there is more than one occupant in a cell. It's single cells. There are no, what would you call them? Communal cells, I guess. You get your privacy.
Yeah, with the exception of like supermaxes, most of ours are like very communal.
Yeah, and we only have two types, and we only have two types of prisons: standard prisons and open prisons. I'm not well versed in it, thankfully, but the way I understand it, if you've done something stupid but it was minor, you could get sentenced in an open prison where you're allowed to go out and tend to your job, have a job outside the prison, but you have to go home to prison every night, and you have strict times and strict routes between prison and a workplace. Kind of house arrest, but in a prison. So, I mean, that's the only two types of prisons we have. We don't have that supermax stuff.
Well, here is the fun part. In the United States, there's actually no longer any such thing as a standard prison, because about 2/3 of our prison system is privately owned and controlled within guidelines that are laid out by the Bureau of Prisons. And of course, like any bureaucracy, shit gets lost, shit gets misfiled, shit gets ignored.
Oh yeah.
All the fun things in life.
Oh, that never happens.
That's not true.
But hang on.
No freaking idea.
Hang on. Jay, you need to go back one, because I want to ask Bo if he's ever been trained on that system.
I need some specificity here.
Are you looking at the screen share, Bo?
Oh, hang on.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Hang on.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the start of this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Absolutely.
I just reminded myself of the armor piercing model of that weapon there. When they caught Osama bin Laden, they had these specially modified dogs.
The only people who kill you said sorry. No. Oh God, that is actually very close to true.
Sorry, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, usually they don't use PFCs for that quite so much. But boots, they tend to get stuck with that detail.
Was that a standard APC or something?
It was a Humvee.
No, actually, it looked like a
Up-armored
Humvee.
Up armored Humvee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Armored
Yeah.
Humvee
Oh,
with
yeah.
gas.
The platform that should have been discontinued years and years ago, instead of them just trying to push the platform.
Back up one.
Oh, this one's part of the slideshow.
oh, yeah.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah, that one's already in the
Okay,
slideshow.
Marine Corps memes. It's supposed to make that light bang sound. You know what the sad part of it is? I've actually told airmen that shit.
Man, that guy is white as a man. He's white. He's really. It's probably his uniform. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Air Force camo.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
camo.
urban camo. I've actually worn that shit. It's Marines, Army. No. The Navy one is completely wrong. The Air Force one is correct.
Yeah, I can't say. The Navy one
is wrong.
Yeah, the Navy one's definitely wrong. I mean, I don't know if it was different in Great Lakes, but down in Orlando, there was.
Well, down in Orlando, I got all kinds of shit.
Orlando is more like the Marines.
Well, up at Great Mistakes.
When I went through way back in the very early 90s, it was more like Marines, Marine Light or Army Hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah. We because like in Orlando, we used to call the company commander Sir.
So did
We had
I.
to do the same thing. Great Mistakes when I was in.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Maybe you guys could enlighten me on that thing. In several movies.
What we did, guys, is that we the first and last words out of our slimy sewers was "sir." Okay, this and of all the things you had to say "sir" to anybody that had a white friggin' name tag. It was "sir" regardless of gender, because the Navy was progressive like that. But if they had a white name tag or a stick, you called them "sir" no matter what the hell was going on. And then when they sent you to your A school, if you went straight there for boot camp, the first time you called somebody "sir," they'd go, "I'm not sir." And if you did it again, you got your ass chewed, and it was, "I am not sir, Seaman. I work for a fucking living just like you do."
And that's exactly what I wanted to know about. Why the fuck would that matter? I've seen it in so many
enlisted
American
personnel.
movies.
Yeah, enlisted personnel are not called "sir."
Ever.
In boot camp, you called them "sir," but so you got it. You got to ingrain calling everybody "sir" in boot camp, and then as soon as you got out.
Well, yeah. You have to give a salute and "sir" everyone that you come across until you find out who actually deserves a salute.
You see,
That's how I was taught in boot camp.
In the United States military, the officers don't actually have shoulder insignia for rank. We have little bits of metal on the collars. If you see metal on a collar, while they're in their khakis, you salute and say "sir." Unless, of course, you're doing what I used to do, in which case doing either of those was likely to get your ass kicked if somebody was dead.
Well, but to be fair with that, a lot of the people who didn't grow up around it would still errantly salute a chief, which I found hilarious.
I did that once
it
when I
was
got to
hilarious.
TTF, and that was it.
That's right, saluting. Almost forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, when I was in boot camp, it was a matter of in your own battery. I mean, company. Everyone at sergeant level and above, and outside our own company, it was from I think it was from captain and upwards. I'm not sure. We had to salute everything. But I mean,
Actually, one of the things they stopped doing was requiring us by some unknown method to salute an officer's vehicle. They took our little blue stickers away.
I remember saluting the vehicles.
Yep.
So do I. I remember getting my ass chewed for not doing so.
I remember when I got to the boat. I remember when I got to the boat though. Like we were in port. Like basically, it's like if you the first time you ran across an officer, you know, up on the deck, that is, since inside you were never saluting anyway. You saluted him once. If you saluted him once that day, you were done. You didn't have to salute him again the rest of the day.
You see,
man, you would have to remember so many people.
Not really.
On subs, generally not.
Guys,
We had 13 officers.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We had 13 officers. That's it.
I got one for you guys. Check this shit out. You always knew on ship when one of the enlisted people was somewhat aggravated at a nearby officer, because the usual response to order is "Aye, aye, sir." Okay, we had a first-class bosun's mate who was ordered to do something incredibly unintelligent. The officer in question was a brand new ensign, just minted by means of the Naval Academy. He ordered that guy to do something I don't even remember it was so terrible. I don't even remember what it was. So he said,
all you had to do was say new ensign.
He said, aye, aye, and then he walked off. He did the thing, and the following afternoon, about 27 hours after he was ordered to do the thing, he walked up to the guy and said, "Sir," and then walked off. The guy just looking at him like, "What?"
The good thing about being on submarines is, what's a newly minted ensign?
Oh, I had a few of those. What?
Most of the time for subservice, they break the ensigns in on a surface ship first. So we usually got all the really terrible ones.
Well, the sub-officer pipeline's so long, it's almost impossible to get a newly minted ensign.
No, we actually had one Academy brat that for his last year of schooling at the Academy, they sent him to the nuke pipeline for some reason. And so he did the last little bit of his nuclear engineering degree that he was getting through the Academy through the nuke pipeline. So he came to us literally like fresh from graduation.
Wow, yeah, we never saw that, because I think the most junior person we had was someone who was about 3 months from making JG. So.
Oh.
Yeah. My favorite though is we had an incident that went through our OTC, went through the pipeline and everything, came to us as a butter bar, and he was of course the only one at that time. Got his JG, and 2 months later had it stripped away because he got drunk in public and did something stupid.
Oh yeah, I was accused of that many times. Never stuck though. I kind of wonder why. Oh right, because I was actually getting frickin' results. Conduct unbecoming takes many forms. Not unlike Article 134 of the UCMJ, which is usually applied in those cases, on top of all the other shit.
If you fucked up, but it's not listed in here, that's what Article 1 is.
It might have fucked up, and it's not listed. I'm gonna go. We're gonna bust you for that. Now, then there's.
Save this one for you, Jared.
Oh yeah, save that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Then there is the tale. I'm pretty sure most of you know about this guy. Well, Bo may not, and I'm almost certain Alan won't. But most of you folks that have
that one too.
Most of you folks that have been in the United States military and have gone anywhere near Eastern Europe will remember some shit about a guy named Skippy Schwartz. Especially Schwartz. Hateful little creature. Vicious little creature. Okay? I know the guy. I know this guy. I was at one point responsible for his ass. Never again.
No.
It will
Save
not
this one
happen
for
twice.
Skeptic.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Is that Skeptic?
No. I Skeptic and I play a game called Fortnite, and they now allow you to drive around on the map with golf carts. And when you jump off, sometimes you look like this.
Nice.
I have to click. Okay. Oh, epic. Because doors will persist. Meanwhile, the U.S. Army, a Foot Locker full of porn. Yeah, there you go.
Here's one that we were all laughing at earlier.
Doesn't work
it deserved
anywhere except your grandma's couch. Absolutely. By the way, that ACU camo, we tried it once. We went back to the other stuff because whilst the satellite could find us, the guys on the ground couldn't, and that was more important. Welcome to basic military training. Horses on the left, I on the right. Absolutely.
I'm gonna refrain from laughing because we still had a buttload of accelerated advancement programs when I was in the Navy. So.
Yeah, I can tell you what that guy is doing. He's firing his rifle. That thing over on the right-hand side is an ejected shell casing.
No, look.
You're talking about that guy in the back. Oh, wow. What's that?
Look at the red arrow.
Looks like he's playing a plane.
Don't worry, guys. I'm your close air support.
You know what? That shit makes me want to gouge my freaking eyes out and scream at him. I'm gonna gouge out his eyes. I'm not gonna tell you what comes next because most of you know, and the ones that don't probably don't need to.
Oh, but come on, it's story time.
I had to gouge out that guy's eyeballs and skull fucking. He's being stupid.
Oh, it reminds me of my days of
I ain't putting my dick anywhere near him.
We didn't specifically do that, but in FTC schools that we went through after A school, we did basically call FT floor tech. So.
Floor tech, yeah. I remember those guys.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Oh, we just
stop that.
When I was in.
Why do today's high frats have to have these weird cables? And why did it have to come in hot pink? I want to know that.
No idea. Are you trying to assume it's gender?
No, it is.
I think he is.
The cable from a high frat.
I know people in women's studies. I can get them out here.
Well,
that's another great thing in Denmark. We do not have sex and gender. We only have one word, and that is sex. We don't have that gender crap.
Yeah.
So no one can pull that shit in Denmark. At least not in Danish.
Oh, give it time. but
it's.
I
am a volunteer. Every single year, I am a volunteer at the Pride Festival week in Copenhagen, LGBT festival. So I meet a lot of people, and some of them are, I wouldn't say Anita Sarkeesian batshit crazy, but some of them do get kind of close to it. But I've never, ever heard anyone say, well, I'm non-binary. They say, well, I have this sexual orientation, but that's it. They don't get anywhere closer than that. So well, that at least is going for us.
Yeah, but going back to the whole floor tech thing, it became a competition and an art form. Oh god, that is fucking hilarious.
Oh.
But in my A school, it became a competition to get your floor so clean and so polished that the inspectors wouldn't even want to come in for the weekly inspection.
You guys got weekly inspections?
Oh
shit! My people got inspected daily.
Oh no!
And you know what the
there
part
were
of it is?
there was
failed.
There was the daily informal, but the weekly formal, where you actually were posted outside the room while they went through everything. But
no. You don't see. Here's the thing: we had the formal inspections on a damn near daily basis. If we were all out in the field, then we got out of them. Period. But we got daily inspections. We always failed, always, without exception. Always,
even if
always
failed, you failed anyway. Basically, they will find something to fail you on.
No. We failed. We failed of our own accord. We knew exactly what they wanted, and we still flunked. And you know what the general said? Leave them alone. Okay, they fucked up again. Leave them alone. It means they're combat ready.
Mm-hmm. Well, in Denmark, all the militaries that I know of don't have that testosterone, hard ass kind of atmosphere, except for the Royal Guard. They get a somewhat not rough, but formal training. But everywhere else, it's very down to earth. There is no,
that's a good one.
Kicking people's asses if they don't do everything exactly right. But
freedom sticks. 1, apply General C. 2. Step 2, let freedom ring. Absolutely. No, here is the fun part. If you got a company commander that didn't scream and yell and threaten to kick the crap out of you,
he was sick.
right along with all of your favorite epithets, somebody was doing it wrong.
This guy already looks defeated, doesn't he?
Damn wrong.
Oh, that just means he's ready.
Oh yeah. This guy doesn't know what he got himself into.
Yeah, that guy there is just in shock. The guy next to him, yeah, he knows what's up. His rack mate over there, he ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, I love seeing these boot camp pictures. I'm like, okay, you're gonna make it, you're not gonna make it, so on and so forth. It's just so funny.
I remember one time getting chewed out by my company commanders, and I just had spent the whole time just trying not to laugh. So.
Yep.
Hey, I find that offensive.
You know what the sad part is? I often found myself in that condition out in the field.
Well, hey, in Afghanistan, it was a good thing if you had any chance of interaction with the locals. Having a beard would go a long way. I mean, so.
Oh, that shit is so true.
Oh, yes, it is.
Guy's an MP.
I missed the time in the Navy where you had to be an E5 before you could cross right to MA. When I joined, they were letting motherfuckers straight from boot camp join the rate.
Oh yeah.
I take it you weren't too happy about that?
Well, it doesn't make sense to me because the Master at Arms, you are the military police for the Navy. You need to know what the fuck is going on first. And sorry, a booter, someone straight from boot, unless you were on the off chance an attentive brat like I was, you don't know what the fuck is actually going on until you're a good year and a half in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? In the Army, MP is considered shit duty. You know what the sad part of it is? My dad, the second he got the opportunity, went MP. The very second. My dad voluntarily went to the MPs.
What is a booter Master at Arms going to do? Because they wouldn't even be NCOs. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that sucks.
404 not found, huh? Why are you using Bing, dude?
Because I hate Google.
Oh, ew.
Well, Microsoft blows.
All these all these police TV series like Hawaii
Had a
Five-O
kitten
that
in the
are
barracks.
heavily sponsored by Microsoft. Oh, I don't know how to find it. Oh, just Bing it. Oh, it's so fucking annoying.
So you have a master arms with no arrest authority. How do you have a master arms with no arrest authority?
Yeah, I know. What's up with that?
I'm trying to figure it out.
You know what they do? You know what they do with those? I figured it out. I know what they do with those now. They take those out and put them on traffic every time, because the only thing they can do is write a ticket.
Uniform meter maids, yeah. I guess that's pretty much all.
Easy Bubbles can do it. Oh god, Army Strong. Holy crap! Wow, check out lenses.
Oh yeah.
Gee. Wow.
It's a Photoshop of the guy that's on a
That's
trailer.
so photoshipped, yeah. That's so photoshopped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
part,
Okay, here's a good one for you. Those of you who took the ASVAB, what'd you score?
99.
I don't remember
Okay, so
offhand.
you maxed it. Anybody else? Going once, going twice.
I only remember because my recruiter got fucking pissed because he's like, you scored the highest fucking possible on the version they gave you, and they gave you the hardest fucking version, and you don't want to go nuke? Fuck you, asshole!
Yeah. I had no desire. I had no desire to go to nuke because I had already heard about the bullshit that they did.
I did take the NFQT, but I don't remember what my ASVAB score was.
They gave me both the D Lab, which I failed by a whole point. 1 point, and that 1 point involved not having a bachelor's degree. 1 freaking point. But I went. They gave me the hardest version of the ASVAB, and I scored 98. I'm like, dude, you gotta go nuke. You gotta go nuke. I said, fuck that. Ah! God, my recruiter screamed up one side and down the other. The entire nobody in the office wanted to talk to me after that, until of course the rate I wanted came up, and they needed a whole bunch of ETs really fast. They said, if you go right now, we can get you your rate. I said, okay, I'm good.
Wow.
I don't even know how to feel about that one.
Okay.
Because they didn't want to give me ET originally because my math skills weren't quite strong. My math skills weren't as strong as some people might have liked. But I had all the technical scores that said I could do it.
Hey, hang on a second. That picture there, wasn't the Navy starting to do some experiments with trained rats to sniff out personnel bombs? I mean,
Yeah,
IDs and anti-personnel. It didn't work.
It didn't work. We tried it. It didn't work. That's when we got the bots in. The fun part of it is those bots now are autonomous. They don't need an operator. They go out, they go look.
What's the size of them? A lawnmower or something? Or are they bigger? Or?
Little bit
the
bigger.
modern ones, from what I'm told, are about the size of a small dog. The original ones, the ones we used way back in the day, were about the size of a Great Dane. And they still work just fine. Now you get one that's smaller than a Shiba Inu.
Hey, that looks like a smart mouth nub, doesn't it, Tektron?
That's in the feet. It's in the.
Yeah, it is in the feed. I just
feed.
I'm waiting for you or Chuber to be around when I see it come up, you know?
Guys, this isn't funny. Let me in.
I thought that would at least be more.
That's
Going
not
back
Army.
to,
That's
we
Air
have
Force.
to take
No,
care of the
no, that is
personnel
Army.
sensibilities.
If you look, that is Army PT. That is the Army PT
okay.
shirt
Oh, I
right
know.
there.
I can't.
Oh,
I
I
can't
know
see.
it
I
is.
can't see the back. I can't see the back of the guy. Duck, duck, goose. Ha ha. Oh, nope. You're right. He's Army. 1st Infantry Division looks like.
But it's so funny. You could so make a meme for the Air Force about this, but Army makes it so much better.
Yeah. That's all. That is actually almost correct.
See, the Marines don't know what new is.
Whoa, 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 guy! Where's your PT belt? Yeah, okay. Like he needs that going that away. You see, that's actually one thing I've never quite understood about paratroopers. Why on earth would they be so willing to jump out of a perfectly good aircraft when their feet work better?
Hey, I used to do that for fun. Come on.
Are you an idiot? Or just an
No.
adrenaline junkie? Wow.
Not exactly.
That
But
actually,
it's actually
that-
quite fun to jump out of planes. It is. And it gets so quiet up there, too.
Oh, oh, this one.
'cause you had
Ooh,
your
that's
hand-
interesting. Oh, yeah.
You had your hands on your pocket. You had your hands in your pockets and not on your rifle where it was supposed to be.
But in my trade, having your hands in your pockets was damned important.
Ah, well,
Stopped you getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
Never drink that.
Completely true, but that's not. But that doesn't apply out in the field. That applies to us people safe in the rear with the gear.
Too bad that picture was, too bad he wasn't packing his battle vest. I mean, it was completely empty. It was, brand new? Ooh, javelin. That's a weapon I would love to have tried out.
No, you don't want to try that out. That shit's heavy. Especially
Yeah,
that
so?
especially that rifle on the front of it. Holy crap.
Hey, how much does it weigh, though? I mean, I was a machine gunner with an MG62. You know, like the German MG42, just newer. That was 17 kilos. I was used to lugging that thing around, including the swap out barrel and a whole shitload of ammo for me and for the guys. So I mean, I wouldn't care much about the about the weight.
So, yeah,
I mean,
I scored 75. I scored 79 on the NFQT. I'm still trying to find my ASVAB scores. I know I have them somewhere.
You know what the lowest? You know the lowest score I ever saw? It was the ASVAB this guy was in the same ASVAB group I was, and he scored like 4.
Well, no, this is the NFQT I'm at. The highest you can get on an NFQT is 80. I scored 79. So.
That's good. I was actually 1 point short of the top of the ASVAB scale too. But your ASVAB scores had to be over 90 if you even got to take the NFQT.
Yeah, they were high. I just don't remember what they are. I thought I had them somewhere around here.
You still got yours?
I have a whole bunch of records.
If you still had to take the nuke test, then you scored beat 95 or below on the ASVAB.
Well, everybody had to take the NFQT when I was.
Then
they've changed it since then because now you can basically score out of it on the ASVAB, and not to mention they kind of cheat a little bit because they're allowed to use stuff like calculators when they do the NFQT now. When I did it, yeah, when I did it, they shoved you in a closet with a stack of paper and some sharpened pencils. That's it.
Row, row, row your boat, sneak, sneak up in the stream. Oh, those Carl memes are fucking great.
So saving this.
The only problem, that one will not show up in the stream
No,
too well.
This is just going on
Just
to
for
the
us,
Discord
yeah.
server. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Carl. Spotter, I wonder what was the last thing that went through his mind. Sniper? Probably that bullet. And yeah, there is my all-time favorite rifle. That sure was heavy.
Oh, the Barrett?
Yeah. That rifle was incredibly heavy.
But packed quite a punch.
Oh, yes, it did. And we used it. We were supposed to be using it for anti-materiel. We never did, but we were supposed to.
Well, hey, the good thing about it, I would imagine, if it has the same oomph as a 50 caliber machine gun on a APC, you would be able to kill people without even hitting them. They just had to be close enough to the trajectory of the bullet.
You know what my favorite one was? To be perfectly honest with you, my favorite one was the little Russian armored jobbies that they used at the time, and they had a little flap over the front window, kind of like the American ones do. And my favorite was to get was to put the round right through the very small opening it had, so that the operators could see out. Whether there was an operator in there or not, people died. By the way, that Barrett is damn near a meter and a half long, 1,450 millimeters for the entire rifle. The last half
in
meter.
theory, the muzzle velocity would be much higher than from a heavy machine gun, even though it's the same.
Oh, you have no idea.
Even if you use the same ammunition. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly for the Danish model. I don't know what that is, but the barrel on that thing is.
So true.
There is actually, you know what? There's actually a close quarters version of that rifle, and I never actually got my hands on one. So my family, yes. What I think I do, what I'm actually doing. Yeah, that sounds about right. Join the army, they said, you'll be protected. Yeah, no, I've been in that situation. Holy crap. That shit was evil.
Oh, crap.
Shh, behave. We have a side strike watching.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Man, that's not a live one. Aw.
You can talk to some of us later. It's all good.
Okay, I would like to see how you could possibly shoot your own eye out with an AT4. I would love to see that.
With a JO?
I want to see him carry the ammunition for that thing.
No,
well,
with a junior
right
officer, anything is possible.
That's why they asked the sergeant.
Yeah, I mean that the HE4 is a fun little rocket to shoot, but the favorite of mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, but I would even though it's a lot heavier, I would prefer the Carl Gustav any day of the week. I think it's actually, if you search Wikipedia, you can actually find it as Carl Gustav, I think. I mean, you can at least have a variety of things to shoot. But
Master Sergeant says, "You're still coming to work."
Hey, it's my
Don't worry about the arms and legs. We'll get you hooked up for that.
Hey, it's my
Don't think for 1 second that missing arm and one leg gets you gets you in the clear of tomorrow's work. No, the deck still has to be swept.
Nice.
What?
That is creative.
I
actually did that.
So that's why you should always
Think
wear
smarter,
your
not
gloves.
harder.
Yeah. Yeah, being lazy the smart way.
The gloves they gave us in Eastern Europe were so freaking bulky, nobody wore them.
Well, we did get used to get the pilot gloves, so we never had any problems. I mean, yeah, they wear out really fast, but man, you practically don't feel that you're wearing anything with those gloves on, no matter what you do.
We were so required to wear gloves. Most of us that had to operate the field. We used a fingerless glove, usually in black.
Fingerless glove.
Hold my beer. Absolutely. I gotta put that on tomorrow's live stream. Hold my
And I think
beer.
that was actually an RAF pilot in that one.
Is there? No, probably not.
Oh,
That's an American shit hook.
There's no markings on it that I can see.
There is one. There's one on the port side of midships.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Dutch one because the exhaust is I don't know what to call it. It's too shiny.
No,
Too
that
polished.
one there. I can tell you right now, that's an American shit hook. The British
antenna?
ones tended to go a lot darker on the exhaust. Quite a few others turned them black or whatever color green they happen to be. We left them because the paint the paint we used liked to boil off, and even when it didn't, it interfered with shit. They determined that it was more efficient to put just to leave the chrome on it and just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go, Lord Cracker Squirrel. It's sent to you on Discord.
Oh, cool! I love it.
Nice.
I'm labeling that one.
Oh, you know what? That joke is older than I am. It's probably even older than Alan. But how far you can? Yeah, no. Yeah. My com officer used to like that one.
Yeah, I have to do this. I just want to be a killjoy here. Yeah, but the bigger the antenna gets, the longer the range is, and that's what, I don't know, microwave antenna.
Something like
so that thing would only get to the horizon and not much further.
Well, I
just realized I labeled that wrong.
My radar's antenna was 60 feet wide and 22 feet tall, and could put out 60 megawatts.
Hey guys, we're out of ammo. Okay, guys, build a trebuchet. That's why you need the engineers.
A1 ever. Oh, tank a bolt. Yeah, no, I've actually seen tankers want to do that. Beer me, haha. We're just kicked back watching shit fly overhead. We don't care. Yeah, the Army Rangers, they never left away.
Why are they acting like sitting ducks?
Aha, I found it finally. My combined score was 253.
Whew.
Out of?
On the ASVAB, the combined was 253.
No, we're talking about the overall score.
Yeah, which would put it at what, 98%?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, thereabouts, right about where I was. But I scored well over 200 on on the electronics tech.
I still like the one that we shared for Tornado better.
Yeah, booty camp is over, man. Welcome to the infantry.
Well, yeah, the nuke recruiter was trying to get me for nuke ET, so I didn't want to go for it.
I told him to stuff it up his ass.
And the story I always tell is that first time coming back from that first deployment when I was leaving the boat and looked off to my right to see the nuke still connecting shore power while I was heading home. It's the moment I knew I made the right choice.
Yeah.
Jared, do we let the Air Force have a good one for a change?
Well, here's the deal. If we actually had some Air Force in here, I'd say, yeah, go for it. But I have yet to see one of those. In here.
Save it on the side, though. Give it time.
Yeah.
I still say the Air Force does it all backwards. I don't know what it was, but it's dead now. Looks like it was probably a drone.
In terms of combat, the American military usually does things backwards. That's the reputation it has, anyway.
Well, what they
first,
mean,
ask later.
What they mean is, like, if you go to, like, the Army and the Marines, it's mostly the enlisted out there, like, in front of the bullets with the officers way back at command somewhere. Mm-hmm. And the Navy's kind of in the middle, because we were out there with the officers and enlisted kind of together.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's it.
Now, and that picture makes me sad. The Danish Army has substituted our good, old, beautiful MG62 with the M60.
Oh,
so that picture there makes me sad. Yeah, it's probably the newest model. I think I've heard something to the something like what Mark 5 or whatever it was called. I still can't imagine why the hell they would do that. I mean, yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That is damn.
Where did I put that one?
But that's too high tech. What's wrong with a broom?
Oh,
or
God.
a toothbrush?
Because actually having to vacuum it,
Jared, that's on
actually
Discord.
having to vacuum it means that whatever the hell you did was so unintelligent you can't be trusted to work a broom.
Operate a broom.
Push vacuuming that would be worse than sweeping.
Yes, much worse.
You'd have to be upgraded to reach sweeping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's worse. The Atheist Chaplain was even more fun.
Yeah, except, yeah. I mean, I couldn't help thinking he should have just said, no one except the man on your side, but okay, fair enough.
You know, somebody had that made, because I've never seen anybody dressed up like that, but still.
Well, it could be a hardball enthusiast.
Is it me or is that guy 1st Armored Cavalry? Oh no, he's a recruiter. No. Screw that guy.
Hey, what does it say on the car? GoArmy.com? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I know it says 800, but I can't. I mean, boo, U.S. Army. There you go, 800. Yeah.
Go Army. Yeah, 1-800 USA Army. Yeah, that guy's a recruiter.
So,
probably.
But the logo, I mean, it looks like a shop. I mean, not a PX, but a military paraphernalia shop logo or something. Oh yeah, FX. So boring shooting FX.
But yeah, Friday.
If it's, yeah, I mean, especially if it's a handgun and you shoot FX, you don't even have to use any protection except for eyewear. You can wear it literally. At least the system we used when I was training, getting shot by an FX round from a 9mm handgun. If you had a T-shirt on and you were hit right on the skin, I mean, with a T-shirt on, it would just go, ooh, ow. asshole. Then you go, it wouldn't even leave the paint a paint spot. It's so ridiculous.
Oh.
Something I never had to experience.
Yeah, that's something that was in high demand when I was deployed. The Danish rations. Man, you American soldiers, you just love to get your filthy hands on our rations.
Tastes better.
I never had to deal with rations. Submarine food was good.
Yes, it was.
There's a YouTube channel called Emmy Made in Japan, and people send her MREs from around the world, and she taste tests them.
Who had to learn
that channel is Emmy Made in Japan.
Oh, jeez.
Am I the only one having this carbon monoxide alarm in my ears?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Oh, there it goes.
No,
it's back. Well, let's see. I'll just mute my microphone. Nope, still there.
I muted mine, not me.
It's not me. I'm muted.
Damn it, squirrel!
Going back to mute.
That's better.
All right, Jared, that's coming onto the Discord server.
Oh yes.
Where did that go?
But if you want to take a second to show the one that I added in there, because I'm not sure if it's come across the stream yet. Then again, we've been sharing a while, so it'd be a little more difficult to see.
Yeah, let me. Fortunately, I'd have to share my Discord server. Let's see if I can open up the original. Did it show up there?
Yep.
Never had to deal with that.
Yeah, been there.
Oh yeah, I finally found what I was looking for. Can't remember where I got it from, but I found a slightly modified version of a C-130. It has been converted. Hang on, I'll just.
I never had to sweep water off our deck either. I didn't have any DV quals, so you know.
Let's see. There we go. I mean, when I first looked at the picture I threw in Discord, I was just looking at it for quite a long time until I figured out what the hell. Then I noticed the 1911 taped to the fuselage. What the hell? An F-130? What the hell kind of aircraft is that? And then it dawned on me.
Yeah, if you guys share it to the Discord server, I'll gladly throw it up. Don't worry.
Yeah. What's a WSO?
Weapon System Officer.
But a 1911 system?
Who has the who has maintenance on the string?
That would probably be the AE.
Fucking Airedale.
It's almost a rainbow.
Jared, you remember those, right?
Oh, thankfully I never had to wear them.
Way after my time.
Oh. Now, I've literally had a ride on a Chinook that way. On the is it annual or two? I can't remember how often it is, but on the Nighthawk SOF military exercise in Denmark in 2014, one of the Dutch Chinook crews needed some dead weights for an exercise, and they decided instead of filling it up with these big water jugs or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah, the water barrels.
Yeah, they asked us if we would like to partake in some dead weight. Do you say no to that stuff? Nah, well, not if you. Yeah, and that was it was boring during most of the flight, but some of the time we were oriented like that, but we couldn't feel it. That was that was an ace pilot from the Dutch Air Force.
Looks like some more.
She had very long hair too.
You don't say dive, dive, dive. You say dive,
Was
dive.
that Ace or Ace Hole?
Hey, I can see my house from here.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Carl.
Let it go. Let it go. God damn it, Carl.
Those cute little American hand grenades. They're so cute and small and lightweight. Aw.
Try a cylindrical 40 mic.
What the hell is that thing?
That is a
okay,
fish. Yeah, that's a Modus on the front of a Jeep.
Who's supposed to be Carl?
Carl is that annoying guy who always says something retarded.
Here's a Carl potato. Oh, damn. Did
Again,
you
just go to the
Google
Discord.
search for dead military memes? Is that what you did?
Yep, just
No, he did a
military.
big search.
Arts and crafts.
Hell, hold on. That's even worse.
Okay, obviously that's photoshopped.
No, I don't think
sure
so.
about that?
There is an actual arts and crafts building on Hanscom Air Force Base.
Can the folks watching actually see this shit we're talking about?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
it's front and center.
Jay, are you on a Firefox or something?
Yeah, I'm on Firefox.
Okay, press F11, please.
F11. All right.
Yeah, I'd like some more real estate. on a computer, on a Windows.
I'm on my laptop. It's I
Yeah,
probably
to,
looking at my
to
hotkey.
make it full screen.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, and we got so excited, and then
Hash. That's weird.
Not
nope.
probably, but
Yeah, they get a dead metal where they do their entire 20-year career on one base.
oh
Yeah,
god.
that's just wrong.
Well,
The struggle is real. Yeah.
I
so-
had a couple.
They did always
Coasties.
get the best food. They actually did get much better food than we did.
I had a couple of coasties as in my QMA school, and I used to tease them that I would show I was a fleet returnee. I wasn't going straight to QMA school right out of boot camp. I spent a year at sea before
Back
I
up
went
a
to
sec.
QMA school. But yeah, this one coastie chief was cool as shit, and I used to tease him by telling him
Sorry, I had to say one for Air Force.
see this medal. The Coast Guard gets that for spending the night out at sea. you see this medal? You see this medal? The Coast Guard gets that. The Coast Guard gets that for crossing the. The Coast Guard gets that for crossing the 100 fathom curve.
Nice.
The what?
The 100 fathom curve. 600 feet. You know, you go out, you go a few miles offshore, and you cross this the 100 fathom curve. Coast I used to tease the Coastie chief that the Coast Guard would get a medal if they crossed the 100 fathom curve.
That's no reason to get a medal.
No,
Well,
that's just a participation medal, almost.
The Air Force gets a basic training completion ribbon.
Yeah, so does the Navy now.
On.
Wait,
And how
what?
hardcore is
the
that?
the National Defense Ribbon.
Well, no. This is a legit service basic training completion ribbon. Not on top of the national defense.
The Navy gives those. Yeah, no, the fucking those to our fucking guys who graduate from boot camp. I've seen so many fucking E1s, E2s walking around with that thing.
Yes, the NDR is active, but the Air Force gets their own completion ribbon on top of that.
Ah,
Yeah, not much better than the Navy. Who cares? I refuse to wear it, actually.
see, here's the thing I want to know. I want to know how the frack it is they get an extra medal in essence for completing 6 weeks at Club Med. I want to know that. I demand to know that.
It's the Air Force. You need no other explanation.
I mean, the only thing we got after 3 months of basic training was the right to wear our beret with our insignia on the beret outside the military barracks. That was it. That was all we got out of that. No participation medal, no hug. Why get something special just for completing a part of your education when it's just basic? I mean, that's just that's kindergarten level stupidity. Unless it's a very, very hard course or piece of training.
Yeah, I was
It
a
doesn't make
chief,
any sense
and
to me.
I was a chief, and my cob asked, "Where's your national defense ribbon?" I'm not wearing that shit.
I wore mine.
I mean,
but, I got other stuff there. It's probably the least important one, but
I mean, I guess there are people just wanting medals to show off, and just to I need that medal, just to show it off. But then there's real soldiers who just do their jobs and don't care about that stuff.
I was at
In my
best
mind.
during the Christmas time frame, and
The what
just
now?
before we went on Christmas leave, one of the guys in my class went and bought a what did they buy? The Navy Cross, and took it home with them.
Say what?
Oh God!
When they came back, to the base, they had it with them in their barracks room, and we had our inspection. I actually saw mattresses flying out the door from the barracks. It was
Probably to find somebody to kick his ass.
pretty much.
That's all right.
Oh, you mean trying to find someone who is not as mad as him?
He was going to wear a CMA.
I wouldn't buy a water bottle.
I'm sorry. I brought a bottle.
I don't.
I didn't even get a NAM. Of course, it was harder to get when I was in, but whatever. Or at least you'd say it was harder to get where I was at.
Well, in my rate, it really wasn't difficult to get the NAM as long as you did your job and actually tracked your actual completion, because the amount of numbers for the gear that we pushed through was ridiculous when you actually looked at it. In a 3-month period, I took care of over 5,000 individual maintenance actions.
Well, they actually changed it a bit, because specifically for the reason why I didn't get one. It was actually harder to get one when I was in, especially if you're on a fast attack, for example. When I was in my commanding officer could not grant me a NAM. you had to be a full bird when I was in.
You what?
You had to be a full bird when I was in for them to actually grant you a NAM. Like your commanding officer had to be a full bird. If you're, I was at a fast attack. Our CO was a commander.
Yeah.
So any NAMs would have to start with squadron. So that's actually why they changed it. They noticed it was less likely for people who were in commands that did not have a 06 or above to be. They were being awarded less. So that's why. Now, if they're, 05, 04, they can do it. But they changed it. When did they change it? 2003, 2000, something like that. It was early 2000s, really early 2000s.
Sounds about right. Because it was a little after I got mine, but then again, being on a carrier,
you're on a carrier.
Yeah.
It's easier for you.
Yeah, exactly.
See, here's the thing. I never actually got a NAM. I wasn't qualified for one by the time I left.
I got a NUC, but I didn't get a NAM, so hold on. Should say we got a NUC. But...
Yeah.
Need to swap these two around right here.
Every CO on a sub is authorized so many NAMs per year, whether 05 or 06. I got.
Well, they can
4
now,
NAMs.
but it was before. It was before 2003 or something. They would if they wanted to, they could put you in for it, but it would have to go to squadron.
Sure,
Squadron
every NAM.
yeah.
Pretty much damn near every NAM does. The captain's allowed to give some out though. He gave out 2 NAMs to electrician's mate who managed to fix our dryer, our clothes dryer.
But it was the extra layers why it was less going. Less were awarded by commands that didn't have 06s.
Wait.
No,
Go back when I missed that.
This was after 9/11 when we were on station, and
Wow.
kind of important to get your. What the hell?
Wow.
Now, that picture does remind me of the occasional military exercise. Exercise in the National Guard after we started deploying the National Guard to Afghanistan and so on. We had a serious funding issue because of the way they handled the cost of sending ammunition to Afghanistan, so that everybody, didn't matter if you were in Afghanistan, on Greenland, or in Denmark, everybody pays the same. Every company pays the same per round, regardless of where you are. So, on way too many occasions, going to an exercise when we only fire blanks, we would get way below the needed ammunition. So that's the standard instruction. When you run out, you go pew 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 pew, and you have to simulate magazine changes. And I'm not kidding. Oh, fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. I mean, before the Danish National Guard started deploying soldiers themselves, we didn't have any problems with ammunition funding at all. But when we started, they gave us that shit where we had to pay. I think it was 5 kroners per round. I think it was, and it didn't matter if it was a 5.56 or 7.62 round. 5 kroners per round. They slashed that. Just slashed. I mean, the budget was the same, but the amount of ammunition we could get for that was just blown to pieces. That was really annoying. Now, for those kinds of exercises, we never had any practice rounds for the grenade launchers. the M203s. Although we had a different model, that doesn't matter really. But we never got the blank rounds for that, so that wasn't an issue. But but imagine on in a
Can you back up? Can you back up one?
Yeah, hold on.
I didn't read that. Back up, please.
Wait, what?
Can you back up one? Yeah, right there.
All right. Let's.
could you blow it up some?
So what a civilian sees.
Oh yeah.
Poor use of cover, improper slate. Yup.
It's not shouldered.
Yeah.
Why not just take the? Just take the. Okay, is that guy not wearing body armor, or is that the standard shooting stance?
Honestly, for that,
It doesn't
say-
look like he's in a rig.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like it's a training area.
Well, the thing I that caught my attention is that the goggles.
oh, for the record,
I don't see any dust covers on
He got
it.
a training rig there. If you look towards the front of his rifle, that's actually the lasers we use to simulate battle damage.
This one right here.
Oh, a laser dual system.
Yep, that thing.
Oh,
The green thing on the black rifle.
well, he does. He isn't wearing a training rig though. Not one I've ever seen before.
You seen those stolen
There is
valor
definitely-
videos?
The thing is, with
Oh,
that
yeah.
particular rifle and no others, he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that belt of ammunition.
No, because it's box fed.
Actually, that
yeah, well,
weapon
he's
is
just
not
caring
box
for
fed.
his.
That weapon
well,
is magazine
well.
fed, and if you and anybody that tells you otherwise is an idiot.
Yeah.
You can look and see the damn. You can see
Yeah.
the magazine.
Yeah, but they're still. I mean, the
That's
belt.
a-
I don't have any issue with him wearing a belt over his.
Yeah,
his neck.
because you're
I don't have an issue.
your
You're just
support.
helping, yeah, exactly. You're just helping.
Okay,
carrying this.
this one here is absolutely true. Gunfight rule number 20. You get the firefight over as quickly as possible, and by some chance, if you are, how they call that, if you are in a fair fight, your tactics suck.
Shouldn't that be
Yeah.
gunfight rule number one?
Yeah, the 3-to-1 ratio always wins. Well, always has to stand.
It has
Then
3-to-1 ratio.
then again,
has
that
the
situation
advantage. They
wasn't-
don't always been, because I myself have evidence of that. I've actually gone into places at 20 or even 50-to-1, and believe me, I still won.
Yeah, but then again, that picture, that photo there, at the very least, the person shooting was not seasoned.
No,
The way
Not for
that
a
gun
minute.
was, the way that rifle was held, no, no way.
That one or the previous one?
That one, the gunfight rule,
Yeah.
number 20 there. That's no.
it's an M16. You can't expect all that much.
Well, if that's
No,
rule
I'm
number
talking about the
20,
shooter.
no
But
wonder
the
the
shooter
Army needs
is
so
not
much help.
seasoned. It has not. I mean,
No,
doesn't
no.
know what he should do.
It's just way too high to begin with. But believe it or not, buddy, that is not your daddy's shotgun. Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. Look,
Hey, hang
we
on.
don't mind dropping off. We don't mind dropping Marines off in a hot landing zone. It's having to clean the lick marks off the windows afterwards.
Yeah, I know, right? What's up with that? You
Oh,
don't mind. We could drop you into a hot L's. No, please don't lick the windows.
What's the rank on that guy on the left? I mean, three tents and 5 hammocks. What the hell is
So-
that rank?
So the guy on the left is the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. He is the most
Okay.
He is the most senior enlisted person of the U.S. Air Force.
Oh, okay.
The same goes true for that Marine.
Yeah, but the uniform almost just looks like a standard suit with
Yeah.
with stuff sewed onto it.
Where
Well, that's
do
what
you
they
think
are,
they got
pretty
the
much.
idea?
That is very
But
much.
then again,
what
if
they
he's
are.
a White House official or something, like that, he doesn't need fatigues.
Yeah, he doesn't need combat gear at all.
No. Which is
that was in
the
the
thing that
Discord.
pissed
I mean,
me
think
off
about, like-
to no end back in Denmark. When we changed from the old uniform system with the old the camouflage patterns to the it's not digital camo, but it's the standard now in every country. Well, I'm not sure what it's called, but in Denmark it's called MTS, multi-terrain camo. But
the BDU is what we call the battle dress uniform, and you can't get that shit now. If you're on the civilian market, you might be able to find some. If you are actually in, battle dress uniform is verboten, and not in a good way.
Yeah, it's the old analog camo pattern.
I love that shit.
Thankfully, we didn't have that digital that camo, that's digital crap there. But the thing is that the very first military personnel who got issued the new uniform system was not the people who would actually use it. It was on the command level, on the highest command level. They
Might
got
have to
it
save
first.
that one for the holiday shows.
Oh.
Roasting.
Shut the fuck up, Carl!
On an open fire.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
An old platoon leader once told us that in an urban environment, you always have to use in every kind of environment, you have to use what's around you to camouflage yourself. So the next thing he did in an urban environment was, ooh, look, a cardboard box. And he ran over to that thing, punched a couple small holes in there, and he put it on his head. We all thought he was a dumbass. Turns out, not really. We all still had a whole bunch of botany in our helmets, grass and all that stuff. We got picked out so quickly in that urban area. So, I mean, wearing that box, that's just fine.
Some of the stuff though some of the stuff they're watching some of these pictures though is reminding me of something that one of our reactor chemist guys was saying one time. They were doing a sample of the primary loop, and this guy was back up in crew's mess at the time while they were doing the sample, and he was in his radiation. He was in the radiation gear, just ready in case. And he was just sitting there, and it was all quiet. We were just all waiting for it to, this operation to be over. And he just suddenly starts saying that, you know what? I went through 3 years of training to dress like Big Bird.
Wow.
Yikes. No.
I
The
can't help
nuke
but
said
think-
what?
Huh.
I can't help but to think, is this the Scottish arm of the Royal Air Force?
I'm just trying to think, how can you get a decent swing with the flak jacket on?
Well, it keeps your arm straight.
Practice. Well, yeah, he can shoot a ball off, but where would it end?
Oh, wow.
Okay, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to look like, but it does remind me a little bit of the porcupine.
Yeah, but look to the guys at the extreme, going left and right at the head height of the two guys in front. So over a little to the left.
Yeah, I know what
Yep.
you're talking about. I was trying to
Hey,
distract
hello.
people from that.
Oh, this
They
would be a
didn't
good
have
test.
enough guns.
No, this is the visual acuity test. How long does it take until you find out what the problem is?
One of these
Was that
things
one
is
guy
not
not-
like the
That's
other.
kind of good. Yeah.
What was that guy not even holding a gun?
Two guys
That's the
not
point of
holding
it.
guns.
Not just one. Yeah.
Zoom in.
1,
Okay, right there.
2.
And who knows how many more on the other side.
Yeah. But what the hell would you call that? I mean, what the?
Stand back, this finger's
If-
loaded.
Yeah, I mean, if
We'd call that no
if this is
matter
a
where you aim,
demonstration
you
of
hit someone.
something, yeah, I mean, if it's a demonstration of an actual tactic, you're in deep shit if you have to point your guns everywhere.
Wow. That is so fucking true, though. And every time I saw it, I was like, you fucking dumbasses.
Oh no, I always love the guys who married their high school sweetheart right before boot camp. Go out to patrol one time, things come back. It's a little dicey. Get underway. About halfway through the underway, you see that person walking up to the CO's stateroom to have a long talk about how he's financially ruined.
Yeah.
Never
saw that. So.
Well, that's the downside to the boomer life, is that the crew rotation, because we're in and out so semi-frequently, I guess is the best way to put it, because it's not like the fast boats where you could be in for a couple days and then back out for 6 months. But
In and out,
Yeah.
in and out, in and out. Yeah. That's
yeah, whereas we're on a regular rotation. I mean, there's a reason why so many wives clubs were known as prostitute rings on base.
You'd be amazed.
I was also talking about like the tech schools. Like, there were no females in my rate.
What? None?
Yeah, they're the sister rate, the sonar techs.
Well, there weren't any. Well, there were no female STSs either. So
We all know that they were
Oh,
effeminate, though.
crap. Oh, I would not want to be in.
Oh God.
That would. I mean, if that's just standard old school barbed wire, sure, that would be relatively easy. But if it's the NATO wire, crap. That would not be fun to clean up.
What? Blow that up?
Huh?
U.S. Army sniper, they'll kill you at 600 meters, 1,000 meters, anything
Anything less is close. 1,000 meters. Anything less is close quarters for Canadian snipers. Actually, there were some Navy snipers for which even that would be close quarters.
Oh yeah.
My typical shot was 1,000 meters.
Hey, the gun sight on my machine gun went up to 1,200 meters when it was in its mount.
But how effective was it at that range?
Well, surprisingly
What?
effective.
Wow.
Surprisingly effective, especially if you had made your off the books modification to your to the spring in your the buffer, where you stretch out the buffer spring and you stick in a diesel battery so you can get the machine gun to fire at around 1,200 rounds. You could actually, if as long as you had your your phosphor rounds in there, tracer rounds in there as well, it would actually get quite precise. If you have everything dialed in and you've successfully anchored it's not a, well, yeah, it is a tripod, it would actually be very stable. It wouldn't move, almost wouldn't move at all.
We really like the folding stock 12 gauge on the boats. You know? It's like if you were doing a rappelled borders thing, you just had to like point it in a direction and shoot. So there was no place to go. Now the great thing about the shot is it wouldn't penetrate any of the conduit.
Birdshot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mess someone up, but it's not going to penetrate the conduit.
What the hell?
Usually more the place, shouldn't it?
Oh, it's just an NVG. I thought it was a thermal. For a second there, the front, the device in front of the scope looked like the thermal scope that we use in the National Guard. It really didn't look right to me. But
It's actually that's actually a Starlight attachment.
yeah, it's NVG. I know, but not a G, but yeah. It's just it kind of looks. It's shaped like the thermal gun sight that we have. So.
Would he be able to shoulder that without his chin getting in the way, though?
Which one?
The lower one.
Which one of the lower ones?
Oh.
Okay, then.
That makes no sense to me. Not in a leadership position. Tells NCOs what to do.
Having a bipod on an M4? Seriously?
What the hell do you need that for?
Bipods? It's a toy gun. It doesn't weigh anything. You don't. What the? No. No. Jeez.
The Marines intimidate you? Join the army.
Just gonna have to get this all into a folder and just share it as a folder to you, Jared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Discord does have a
submarine.
Hello.
What the?
How they even get him in a uniform?
Okay, that's got to be a
No.
milsim guy. That's got to be an airsoft milsim.
No. Damn.
We should send this to Geo and ask if it's the German army.
A simple way to
You know, do it.
identify this
Send
guy
it to me.
as a- I mean,
He can stay on the field for months without rations.
Look at his left index finger. He is not a soldier. Period. That's. I mean,
No, that
as fat as he is, how would he be able to? But, I mean, the way he's holding that pea shooter there, no.
yeah, but the joke is Jared was sharing. What was it last week about him and Geo having conversations about tanks, and he's like, yeah, our National Guard, our army is pretty much our National Guard because we wait for the U.S. Army to show up.
Oh, you mean that the guy whose name is almost impossible to pronounce for Jared?
Shut up.
Hey, how hard can it be to say Geoschreiber? It's not that difficult. Get Sly to teach you.
Yeah, well, Sly has also lived in Germany for how many years now?
Well, yeah, that kind of helps, but still. No, I know. To some people, it comes natural. You don't even have to know a certain language to get a person's name pronounced right. But some people just have the hardest time to do it. I'm the one kind of guy that just I'm rather good at catching the pronunciation of certain names at least. But then again, German was mandatory when I went to school up to a certain point, so that probably helped too.
I thought that was decently funny.
That should be that one is not finished yet. How they actually look before, how they actually look after.
Well, there was one that was showing the Army guys at 6 a.m., the Air Force guys at 6 a.m. as part of a larger meme that had the Marine Corps and the Navy on to the right of it, and it was the Marine Corps guys out doing PT, and the Navy guys stumbling back to the ship drunk.
Sounds about right.
I wanted to show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That can go right up there with Tau Ceti Alpha too, huh?
Yeah, you never go full flatty.
Okay, this is kind of
Wow.
That's all. That is some city walking around like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's hilarious
Oh,
though.
that's a good one.
No, that's just your
And,
typical.
I don't see any. I mean, and the funny thing for me is I don't see any rainbow colors. So this is not necessarily at a gay parade.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Is this everyday dress code maybe?
For an SK, yeah.
Oh, just like morning coffee. With only one glove? What the hell?
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the shit.
Oh god, and Red Lobster is such a trash restaurant. I mean, come on.
Hey, all I know about Red Lobster is what I've learned from from South Park. It's where old people eat. That's it.
Pretty much.
Is it a trashy place?
No, it's.
Do they have Veterans Day specials?
It's the
Probably.
highest end, low end seafood restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even call it mid-tier.
Ghetto chic. I guess
85% of the people military police deal with are trained killers. Absolutely.
Now, a lot of these chain restaurants have
Ooh,
vets get,
robot.
like, free meals under.
85% of the people
I
in
used
military
to-
police deal with the trained killers. The other 15% are in the Air Force.
Oh, that's a good one.
Actually, they would be civilians. Oh yeah. No, that's wrong.
Jared, I hope you were not planning on monetizing these later.
Oh hell! Oh
Call
wow!
me weird. Yeah, call me weird, but I kind of want to know what it actually says.
Anyhow, doesn't matter.
Same here, but yeah. Shut the. Okay, good one, Carl. Been there.
Oh man, his T-shirt is way too well tucked in.
That's what's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Been
what
there.
child
Been there.
has-
When I had short timer syndrome, oh God, was I bad.
Oh yeah, when that EAOS is almost there.
Hands
Forget
in
it.
pockets. No.
No. Real soldiers keep their hands in their pocket when the brass comes by, because the brass gets freaked out when they say dirt. And real soldiers get hands dirty.
Why do you think we kept failing in spelling?
Okay, you have to.
We have to pick on the French.
Well, you want the truth? Actually, the Iraqi army did exactly the same thing. Way back in the day.
Yeah, back in '91.
No.
That's because they were smart. You think the average grunt over there in the Iraqi army back then under Saddam gave a shit about Saddam?
Can you back up?
Now,
Back up one.
I may be wrong about this, but that may not be the best cover to use when shooting.
Okay, the British. Wait, hang on. Who's doing what now? No, the British Navy suits just like the U.S. military.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but World War II Army didn't.
No,
We still don't.
remember.
No, the British Navy is always saluted like the U.S. military does.
Yeah, well, you
But,
don't want to see
remember-
their dirty hands, do you?
But
What's that? What do the
that's,
French and Eskimos have in common?
Eskimos.
What's that?
What do the French and Eskimos have in common? The Eskimos have 80 words for snow. The French have 80 words for surrender.
You sure it's only 80?
Yeah.
It stopped counting at 80.
I know a few chops like this.
Oh yeah. It's supposed to be Navy means, but it's really not.
In short, not much.
Almost nothing.
I have people skills.
Oh, I went submarines, got out, went to the reserves, and served on a frigate. And in surface Navy, you don't call them. You don't call them chops.
What do you call
You
them?
don't call them chops. You call them suppos. I made the mistake of going up to the suppo on the frigate and saying, "Hey, chop." Ooh, you don't like that.
Try calling a first class corporal. Oh, nah, he's just a corporal. Yeah, try doing that in Denmark. That would, that gets your ass kicked.
What's the real difference?
Well, I don't know what a chapo is, so
Well, no, between the corporal and first class.
well, there's 3 grades: corporal, and then corporal first class, and then can't remember the third one. But it's all about how long you have been a corporal. It's not about your duty or your position. It's just for how many years you have served as a well, it's private, but a private under contract. It's not a specific rank, but it's just someone who signed a contract to be in the military, in the army anyway. So that you have either 1 bar, 2 bars, or 3 bars, and that's just to see how that's the only thing you can derive from that is for how long he has been there.
Don't really get it. Navy, we have 3 grades of petty officer, but just call him petty officer.
Yeah, or just petty.
Oh, probably just petty officer, PO. There's the word.
Just not POS. That would be not so good.
Well, some of them are POSs, but,
Yeah.
I would think that would be the fresh out of school lieutenants, who may be good tacticians but know nothing of military life. I mean, I've met my share of those smartasses. Yeah, that's not the right way to hold that weapon. This is the right. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Try running around in rough terrain, for hundreds of meters without dropping your weapon while holding it like that. Yeah. Good luck.
Here you go, Jared.
Yeah, I'd still hit it.
Wait, what?
Here you go,
Back
Croc.
up.
I do agree with the next one.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, the next one is actually is actually probably is closer to right.
Yeah, we already saw that one.
I remember one of the destroyers at Gibraltar got asked not to come back because they kept getting drunk, and everybody on that boat kept getting, well, they call it a ship, but everybody on that destroyer kept getting drunk at the local pubs in Gibraltar and getting in fights with Royal Navy people.
Well, if you can't hack it, go somewhere else.
Indeed, I know. Such an embarrassment, though. They got literally asked by the Royal Navy not to come back. The whole
All right.
destroyer. Not allowed to port in that thing for the rest of that deployment.
Okay, so can I swap you out there, Jay Brown, for just one image?
Yeah. Let me get the screen up here. Stop sharing.
Either give me. I don't think it's going to give me the right screen. Give me a second.
They liked us, though. We would just get pissed drunk with the Royal Navy people and swap sea stories. So.
There you go. How about that? Try that one on for size.
Yep.
Give me a second.
There
But
Politically incorrect.
Obama
absolutely
isn't even
true, and
looking
It
that way.
doesn't matter which politician you're talking about. I just happen to find this one.
I concur.
It honestly, at that point, politician is politician is politician, and it doesn't
Pretty much.
at any level, including that level.
You can throw anybody in there and they'd be right.
But what the hell was that green insignia below his name tag? What the? 2 cogwheels and a rope or something?
You know what? I don't know. I
That
have
looked
no
kinda
idea.
weird.
You want
I've
to share
never
it?
seen
It was a bit too. It was a bit
Go-
too shiny in terms of.
Go back
It's
to
not
it.
something you would want to wear during battle. That's for sure.
Let me go find it again.
One of you newer ones, one of you newer folks might actually recognize it, but I have no idea what that is. I've never seen it.
Yeah. Go ahead and put it back up there
Present it
for a
again.
second.
Which one are you talking about?
The bright green one.
right.
Below the U.S. Army tag.
Oh.
I mean, it's not a NATO.
I don't
Troop,
think. I'm not even sure that's.
What the hell is that supposed to look like?
I also note that this guy here is either a lieutenant colonel or a major, one or the other,
Mhm.
and you can't tell from the Oakleys.
I have a feeling it might be just something he's wearing for some operational reason.
Oh, you mean if they, for example, if they're at a field, field firing range, and he's the firing range commander.
Spotter. By the way, you will notice the guy behind Mr. Obama is wearing 4 stars on those lapels.
Yeah, it's hard to see because of the image compression artifacts, but that camouflage pattern.
Okay, so what is he?
To the left.
Is that even American?
It is not.
Yeah, behind
What
Obama.
mesh?
Yeah, that is
Doesn't look American.
That's an American pattern that was just being introduced when I left the field in 2001.
Well, except for the colors, it almost looks like that crappy digital camo.
Because it is.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know how it looks in your end, but there's a lot of compression artifacts on the picture. So.
Well, unfortunately, that was the best image I could get.
Yeah.
That was taken in Korea.
What's that armband that guy's wearing?
He's an MP.
Yeah.
He's an MP officer.
Yeah. Is there any metadata on that JPEG?
I don't know. I haven't got it saved.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that guy behind him in the camo, that is not a U.S. officer.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It's a South Korean officer.
No, he's too white to be South Korean.
You would be surprised.
So he's wearing a beret.
I don't know. I didn't spend any time in South Korea, so I wouldn't actually know. He just looks way whiter than he should for this.
Okay, this isn't military related, but
you expect him to actually be yellow?
Well, I expect him not to be completely white.
But here's one for movie night that just got suggested in Sai's Discord server. While watching a commercial/infomercial the other day, I pondered what it would be like to watch some on movie night calling out the claims. It would be interesting.
We've done it before. Predicted the claims.
Hey, Richard.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. Actually, that's a game that we played on Sean's a couple times.
Oh, this guy again.
Which guy? Am I clicking on the wrong spot?
No, I'm sharing again.
No, it's just it's either the guy or the specific photo that I've seen before.
Or it could be both.
See, here he is again.
Huh? What the?
Yeah, I know. That's
Huh?
Yeah, same image, just trimmed down.
Yeah.
Is not how we submit confirmed kill. Okay, that's my bad.
What the hell is that thing?
I don't know what
Indian Army, maybe?
No, it's modern.
Well, it's.
No, trying
I
to.
would think it would. It's surface to surface. It's certainly not anti-aircraft.
See, no, it's actually that one's actually anti-personnel. It's similar. It's similar in spec to a rocket-propelled grenade. That shit is funny.
Oh, can't remember his name. Jim Henson?
Bob Ross.
Yeah, Jim Henson.
Bob Ross.
Oh, Bob Ross. Okay,
yeah, Jim Henson was the Muppets guy.
Yeah.
But they talked to some of his people who worked with him, and they said he was a screamer. But when he got out of the Air Force,
that just came out wrong.
When he got out
I
of the Air
totally
Force,
misunderstood that one.
When he got out of the Air Force, he swore he would never raise his voice again.
Oh. But him being a screamer, that's not something I would expect to.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the image. Oh yeah.
Like I say, it's not usually the guys that scream.
You know what I actually meant, right?
Huh? Nope.
Some guys in the military, when they're being authoritative, just yell no matter what. And the guy said that he wouldn't do it. Oh God, that is nice.
That's something you should save for November. Movember month. Oh yeah.
Here's another picture that's a bit clearer. You can also see the Korean officer I'm talking about behind him. I'll see that green patch a little bit better in this picture.
Yeah, no, actually, I've done that.
It's a great way to suss out a sniper.
Yeah, I very rare. I fell for that the first couple times. Oh, we have a different version of that. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I might.
The insignia on the beret is the same as. Yeah.
It's just with Mr. Obama blocking out most of him, he didn't look the part. That's okay. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. But it does look like the officer there is in uniform.
Holy! You know what? In my day, if somebody saw that, there'd be gas.
It's only gay if you make eye contact.
I think they are.
They are making eye contact.
That's the point.
Exactly.
Go back to the Obama one, please.
Oh, okay. Give me just a second.
Yeah, that guy's probably like a sergeant or something.
No, he's got 4 stars on his lapels. He's a high-end officer.
This guy right here is
He's probably a sergeant.
No, he's not. He's either a major or a light colonel, or he wouldn't be wearing a freaking oak leaf.
I'm talking about the guys on the left.
Oh, the Korean on the left? No, he's a general.
He's a general of some variety.
I don't know enough about Korean ranks. So
that's what I'm saying.
The officer insignia is actually very similar to our own.
Just try doing a Google image search. You could probably find a news article.
Or just ROK Army ranks.
He's a general.
I told you.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Sir, it wasn't made to swim.
That's not even the worst example of military intelligence I've seen.
Well, what? Back up. Military intelligence? What?
Oh, military intelligence?
Actually, that's one of the better. That's one of the better ones. Okay. For the record, I actually have a list. I actually have a list of their rank structure, and that I found that emblem too. It's actually on one of the. It's actually there to denote an officer in Korea, I believe.
Okay.
What it looks like.
You want to share the image?
It's actually on the thing.
Oh, okay.
It actually marks him out as lieutenant. It actually marks him out as. It's on the website there, and it marks him out as lieutenant colonel.
Got it. I'm pulling it up right now.
Well, is that stars though, or the first? Well, that's stars.
You know that green thing on the U.S. Army thing? It actually marks him out as lieutenant colonel according to Korean military.
Yeah. So he's probably a lieutenant colonel, and then he's wearing that for any current, because that's at the demilitarized zone. So
yeah, that would be the downtown militarized zone.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's got to be some specialized DMZ insignia.
But this website darked itself for me.
So it's probably a joint, Korean-U.S. forces there, and they probably wear like patches of each other's ranks. So
Yeah,
Just
to
so
make it
everybody
easier
knows.
to identify. Yeah.
It's so everybody else knows who you are and who's got authority over freaking who.
yeah, makes
Yep.
sense now. So
Oh, come on. There we go. Here you go. There's what it looks like there.
that's it. All right.
See, I knew we'd figure it out eventually. It was just a question of asking the right question. Meanwhile, back at the Air Force.
That is not the best depiction of the cavalry.
What?
Yeah, I said it's not the best depiction of the cavalry.
But it is an effective
Well,
one.
the flip side of it is that Rocking Horse is probably pissed off. He's probably that Rocking Horse is probably all kinds of mess. Look for the quiet one. Stick to him. He's fixing to cut the fence and sort some bastards out. Yes, that's correct. The one you want to follow down the road is the guy that's kept ahead when everybody else is losing theirs.
Okay, this one's kind of funny, actually.
See that's the ocean. Go over there.
You okay, Alan? Hey, Alan, are you okay?
Of course, our blue uniform guy there. He's probably a senior fireman.
Still awake, Alan?
I
Guess
think
not.
he's in.
He's
No.
dozed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh.
I can't type with this. You do know they actually still have to qualify with a
Yeah.
rifle. Mind
Well,
you, I
and
pissed off. You
Uniform
know what the
should
sad
be.
part of it is? I pissed off all of my. We didn't have when I went to boot camp. We didn't have to qualify with a rifle. We did, however, have to qualify with a sidearm, and I pissed off pretty much everybody, including the instructors, because I had actually had some firearms training before I went, and they were pissed off, all kinds of pissed off. And that's because I actually managed to put my entire magazine into a grouping the size of a quarter, even with the fucked up weapons.
Well, it makes the big officers look bad.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, with my weapon, the weapon that they gave me to do this thing, and they were just little 22s, or 22 rimfire. And the MA1 that was running the course, he couldn't get that grouping within 5 inches.
What was the range? Just a standard 60. What?
No, not
60
even
feet?
that long. It was only about 10, 15 meters. It wasn't very far at all. I'm going.
With a handgun, how hard can it be?
We didn't have to qualify we didn't have to qualify on rifles till I got to the boat.
Well, here's the thing. Those weapons, the weapons that they gave us in boot, or that we used in boot for this purpose, and only for this purpose, this one time, involved, were being used by 5 classes a day. Every day that wasn't either Saturday or Sunday. So 5 days a week, 5 classes a day, 25 sets of hands every week for every weapon, for I don't even know how long. There's a model 1911 rechambered for 22 rounds.
Yeah.
And when you went to qualify, you had to get, 25 rounds into the freaking target, or not? Yeah, 25 rounds to 2 magazines into the target, and these were and they actually had 20 round magazines for these. So you had to get 25 out of 40 into the freaking target. We had one guy that was shooting the target next to him. Another guy was that couldn't work out that if you aim down, you'll hit the floor. We had a few guys that weren't good at what they were doing, and only one of them managed to even remotely qualify. I emptied the first magazine in that quarter-sized grouping, and I put the other magazine through the weapon, and put the a little bit bigger grouping into the throat on the silhouette. I got yelled at for being a show-off, but they couldn't deny me. A qual. 40 out of 40 was good.
It pays to get yourself used to shooting with not both your eyes open at all times, regardless of what type of weapon you use, and actually look where where the bullet lands. I mean, but hey, I saw.
I only vaguely remember during the handgun stuff and
Band of Trolls. Actually, that's not Band of Memes. It would be Band of Trolls. Everyone loves jets. Yeah, Band of Trolls.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen some. It was when my National Guard company visited I think they're a reservist, the Deutsches Bundeswehr. The German reservists. The officers, at the firing range, the officers had a standard sidearm. I can't remember what it was, but they also had to, shoot, fire their Uzis. They have to, I guess you could call it, qualify for that weapon. They couldn't hit anything with those old Uzis. It didn't matter if they were standing up, crouching, or lying down. They couldn't hit anything. That was really funny.
People like that drive me nuts.
Okay. One of the official ways of firing that Uzi was shooting from the hip, literally. I don't know why, but that was one of the standard ways of shooting. I mean, even when we were allowed to try them out, we of course also tried the different stances and all that. I'm not saying we were perfect marksmen, but we hit the targets pretty well every single time. Didn't matter how we were holding them. I don't think they were all that pleased. The officers, I mean the non-officers there, they had a laugh looking at it, but I don't think the officers watching were all that pleased with it.
Oh damn! That's almost as bad as rape or victim. But no, you want to know what happened? I actually wound up having to do the qual again. They told me take my glasses off and try that shit again.
Wait, that would be a reasonable request. I mean, if you were in a combat situation and you lost your glasses, you should be able to still hit a target.
Well, that's just it. It was because MA1 was pissed. He couldn't do it. He wanted to see if I could do it without my glasses. You know what the sad part of it is? I pissed him off again.
Oh, that poor little guy.
Because that time both groups were even tighter.
Oh, I love this one.
I do too.
I was waiting for Squirrel to let me get a chance to get in here to do this. The Navy chief noticed the new seaman and barked at him, "Get over here. What's your name, sailor?" "John," the new seaman replied. "Look, I don't know what kind of bleeding heart pansy crap they're teaching sailors in boot camp these days, but I don't call anybody by their first name," the chief scowled. "It breeds familiarity, and that leads to a breakdown in authority. I refer to my sailors by their last names only, Smith, Jones, Baker, whatever. And you are to refer to me as Chief. Do I make myself clear?" "Aye, aye, Chief." Now that we've got that straight, what's your last name?" The seaman said, "Darling. My name is John Darling, Chief." "Okay, John, here's what I want you to do."
Actually, believe it or not, that would have been better as a two-part dramatic reading. That would have been a lot better.
Oh, that would have been, yeah.
I think that was a joke in one of Rowan Atkinson's TV series from the First World War. Yeah. No, well, not Blackadder, but it was in that family of series he had.
Oh,
Can't
I
remember
gotta
what
see
it was
this.
called.
We had a sailor on one of my subs.
Come on, I want to see that one. Let's get that one blown up a little bit.
Jeez, man.
Give me just a second here.
Comms, ha!
Yeah.
Infantry, artillery, close enough. You mad, bro? Military police, ha ha ha. God, clerks were just the worst.
We had a sailor on one of my subs named Schmuck.
Quit breaking everything. Yes.
Chew?
Medic, how the hell did you do that?
Oh, if you want to know the absolute worst name that I ever saw,
I love those. My husband's a general.
Yeah,
So,
but you're
so
not.
Fucking what?
actually, the worst named person that I knew, and there was one of the guys in my boot camp company's name. His first name was Michael, and his last name was Hunt.
Sir, take your full name.
Is there a Mike here? Mike Hunt?
Oh yeah, company commander would constantly come in there and go like, "Where's my cunt? I'm looking for my cunt."
And everybody laughed.
And then
Everybody laughed the first time.
and then got IT'd for it.
Here's one
And
for you.
the best thing would be if he didn't get why people were laughing their asses off. I just get even more pissed off.
No, he got it. He did it for it. So.
That's my point. Oh, here's one for you. We actually had, I had a guy in the boot camp company with me with a really fucked up name. His name was Joshua Spoon, middle initial T, actually middle name T. Spelled in a way that Alan would normally use. His sister, because their parents absolutely hated them. His sister's middle name was Soup. The dog was called Table.
Oh man.
Okay.
No.
Was he?
It's just what?
I don't know.
Chuck Norris.
I don't think. You know what? Give me a second. I'll find out.
Right.
Talking about gun quals, we had one of our
Yes,
semi.
he left as an airman first
come
class in the U.S. Air Force.
Holy shit! What the
Bearing
hell?
that means right now.
1958 to
air
1962.
An air policeman in preparation for law enforcement. What the unholy? Oh God! Nope. Okay. Nope. I'm done. He completely ruined my image of people. United States Navy, United States Army parachute.
Okay.
Soldiers and Puppies, Navy and Marines Canine Memorial, U.S. Coast Guard canines. That's not. The problem is the Coasties aren't actually military. They're Department of Transportation, not Defense.
Not anymore.
Their Department of
No, they're Department of
Homeland
Homeland Security.
Security.
The Homeland Security now, but
And they are one of the uniform services. Sure, don't call them.
Are you feeling lucky? But you should. I'm probably gonna miss. Haha. Air Force.
But Coast Guard stations are allowed to have a dog mascot.
Now I'm actually wondering who it is that's teaching his firearms. Who it is that's teaching his firearms class, because he's got the wrong grip for that weapon.
Wow.
No offense, Squirrel, but
My impression of that was is that common sense wasn't, and still isn't.
Well, you don't count. You were a Mustang. So.
Well, true. I don't. Not impressed. Nope. I wouldn't be impressed either.
Ah.
Oh, that guy is that. Oh man.
Huh?
A big thing in
That guy would be toast.
a big thing in the military is wearing the proper colored socks, because you're not supposed to wear white athletic socks in uniform.
Nope.
the only uniform that's acceptable is the PT uniform, and that was about it.
As long as you're in regulation uniform visibly, that should be enough, right?
Well, but see, the U.S.
No.
military has a thing about cutting the uniform pants in such a way that if you sit down, unless you're wearing the high top boots, your socks are going to be seen.
Yep.
Well,
They're gonna get a good look at your socks, and then you will be toast. I had a guy do that. I had a guy do that on deployment one time. It would never happen again.
the Navy uniform shop used to sell half white, half
Back
black.
up, back up, back up.
Hey,
Which one?
Gold sleeve wearing a coloring uniform? Little turd dog. Oh, absolutely. That's a Navy dog. Oh, that's a Mulan thing.
Yeah, it is.
They send me daughters when I asked for sons. Yeah.
Talking about white socks, the uniform shop used to sell bicolor socks, white on the bottom, black on top. So
Yep.
you had your boots.
well, that's
They couldn't tell you were wearing white socks.
one way of doing it.
I used to call them Obama socks.
Oh, that is so
Nice.
wrong.
Yeah, so wrong, but so beautiful at the same time.
Oh, be more. Oh God, yes, that's it. What my family thinks I do, what society thinks I do, what my boss thinks I do, what I think I do, what I'm actually doing. Haha.
What's an RMS clerk?
Requisition something something.
Okay, that's worth it.
Why not realistic? Oh, yeah, always extend, never re-enlist, guys. I'm telling you, because you can get out of an extension of, but a re-enlistment you get boned. Wait a minute, back that shit up one.
Ha ha ha.
We're on our way to thank Pell for being so courageous. That guy's got a problem, because I'll tell you exactly where he got hit.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's a cool cat. He's wounded, but where is his finger?
Off the trigger.
Exactly.
That's right, folks. Never put your in any firearm situation. You even looking at a firearm, do not put your finger on the trigger until you are ready to fire. And if you pull it, if that weapon clears the holster, you had better be ready to kill.
Yeah. Even though it has become. Is that a Dane? What the hell?
Oh, jeez. You know what? Here's one for you.
Could you zoom into the license plate?
Yeah.
Or just blow up the picture?
No, my system's just being.
Okay. I mean, it almost looks like a Danish military license plate. Well, except for the number of digits.
It says 03 EB83, I think.
N3.
Yeah.
I think it's an M.
Yeah. No, but it just looked like it, but no.
But here you go. One of Skippy Schwartz's favorites. We're on our way into a combat drop because I really hated the idea of jumping out of perfectly good aircraft. He started in with what the hell was it called? Megadeth song. Yeah, but I've even got a copy of that song. High Speed Dirt, that was it. And if anybody wants to look that up, they're welcome to. See the earth below, you make a crater, blue sky, black death, I'm off to meet my maker. And the song ends with, I'm a dirt torpedo. Really, that actually looks like those look like your cars too. What are those
is it take your granny to work day?
No, that's what happens when you're at an FOB and a call for fire support comes in, or you're getting some firecrackers thrown your way.
That guy is sleeping too good right now. Nah, that can't be it. Nope.
So it's like the army version of a Tiger Cruiser or something?
I think so.
I still think he's Air Force.
Did you say Air Force or Air Farce?
Air Farce.
Okay, sure.
Join the army, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Wait, gotta zoom in on that one a little bit.
Why that one in particular?
Fuck. Whines about everything, basically helpless. Strong and independent, works hard for everything, can beat up all your exes. Yeah. You get a woman in the military and the other one is simply a military spouse. Yeah, that tends to happen. Which is why after a few years in, you find yourself a girl that's of about the same rate as yourself.
One of our cooks was married to a girl in the army.
And you know that all that is a really bad parking job.
See, now how do they explain the striker?
Something like
well,
that.
see that's when the milkman came around.
Oh, that poor chair. That poor chair. Dang.
Wow, who is that lady? How does she pass PT?
How can she stand up without? How can she stand up without getting that chair? Without? No, sorry, no, I can't. I just can't. Oh.
I'd be more interested in finding out how she stands without breaking her freaking legs.
Yeah. How could she leave without taking that chair with her?
When Marines show up on base. Yeah. We're targeted 300 meters without a scope.
Yeah.
This is also true. We also know that the way he became that size was a liking for Emmentaler.
I remember that those posters that Newport News put out every now and then, where it had a picture of the Nimitz class, that it would have like it said 4.5 acres of sovereign U.S. territory available anytime, any place.
The infantry, where everything is a pillow. And by the way, not only is everything a pillow, but the infantry will be more than happy to sack out pretty much anywhere, including on the march. They will do that.
Yeah, it happens.
Jared, there you go.
We should show these guys video of nuclear weapons handling.
No.
Actual nuclear weapons handling. You can drop them things and they don't care. Here's a good one for you.
You mean
Hey,
how
Paul.
not to drop wrenches down the launch? What do you call them? Launch tubes, and
Yeah,
accidentally hitting the hypergolic fuel tanks and bursting them.
Even the
Here's
TLAM though, range of 1,000 nautical miles, accuracy of plus or minus 3 feet.
Okay, here's a good one for you guys. It's the stunt I used to pull on all the newbies. We take them out in the field, somewhere random.
Come on, how is the
Wow.
phonetic alphabet something you can forget? It should be second nature if you're wearing a fucking radio.
Yes, it is.
Jeez.
Anyway,
Fuck's
I was
sake.
gonna give you guys a story. There's a thing we used to do to all the newbies going out in the field, all of them without fail. We used to have loads of composition for it. I don't know how many of you have had any experience with that shit. Because if so, you were about to have if not, you are about to have a serious horror moment. Because we take that shit with us out in the field, and you tell them we're gonna blow shit up. We'll show them the best use for C4, and we go out and just after nightfall, we'd set up our little camp, and we start a fire. Well, and we tell them to get down and start a fire. Well, we don't have any. Do we have any fire starters, sir? And I said, fire starters? Hell no. We got C4.
C4 burns quite.
And I drop it down there. I drop it there on the ground. I pull a little bit of the paper off, and it light that. And almost every time, just about every time, we get the reek of brown trousers. You know what happens to C4 when you burn it?
Nothing.
Yeah, it burns. Well, it burns.
Absolutely nothing. It burns. You don't want to cook your food on that, but that shit will just burn. And the only way you can, if it's all nice and toasty, you can theoretically set it off if you apply enough pressure. I've had people try and stamp the shit out. It doesn't, and it still won't explode.
Oh, it takes a lot of
one
force
guy-
to get it to go.
Oh yeah, no, it requires quite a bit. One
It's an
guy,
extreme-
Yeah, if it needs a secondary explosive,
you actually most of the time
Oh, yeah.
you need jet
I
fuel
can.
or a special primer to do that. The few, the proud, the USMC infantry, complete with female soldiers. Actually, they're all female. Holy crap! But yeah, no, it is actually possible to set that stuff off, but you've got to have. But usually it'll
Hey,
take
Tech,
a field
look familiar?
to do it.
Huh?
Oh yes.
No, I was saying to Techatron. Look familiar to you? What did you say? That's only about a 20, right?
Yeah, that's pretty
that.
minor there. You can at least double that.
But how,
Yeah, go
how annoying
watch
is it when you watch a movie? How annoying does it get when you see some one of the cool guys? Well, we don't have any detonators. Oh, don't worry, I'll do it with my sniper rifle. Set explosives off with sniper
Don't
rifles.
even get me started.
No.
Don't even get me. Don't get me started.
I'm so annoyed by those things. No. sorry, I mean, of course they have this artistic license when they make movies, but just no. I mean, I'm already environmentally damaged in terms of going to a movie in a cinema, and I see something wrong with the subtitles if they're not in focus, or I see a speaker cone behind the screen, things like that. Just can't enjoy movies in those situations. That happens too if I see war movies and I see this ridiculous crap with some guy, shooting a gas tank, shooting explosives, and everything blows up with lots of flames as well. Oh, it's so tired. I'm so tired of that.
No, that shouldn't read United States Army. That should read sniper. No need to run. You'll only die tired. Again, I don't know, workshop, I guess.
Yeah, but look how he's doing that.
Well, hey, here's the one here's the one. If he's at the firing range, that is the correct way of indicating I have an issue. At least in Denmark, if you're at the firing range and you lift up your leg like that, that indicates to the supervisor I have an issue. So I'm fine with this image.
Yeah, but he's not on the range. That's actually out in the field.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah, okay.
You want to know the thing that pissed me off? I saw Rambo way back in the day before I joined. And I went back to watch it again after I'd been out in the field for a good long while. And oh my God, that pissed me the fuck off. Just no. The guy's got 260s, one in each hand, firing randomly. I'm like,
bullshit.
What?
Bullshit.
Yeah. Now I have no idea how much recoil.
Or just as bad was The Matrix. That big fight scene, that big shootout in the Matrix at the front end.
Yeah, they used MP5s, I think it was.
Yeah, you get two MP5s. See, here's the thing about full auto. In almost every case, unless you're built like Rambo, the first one, if you aim the first one at the ground, you might get your target. The second one will probably hit your target somewhere near the hip. The next round will hit just north of center mass, and everything else in in your magazine or belt is going to wind up a hazard for low-flying aircraft.
Well,
that's all there is to
it. I have done plenty of field firing ranges, where you move tactically, and if you see something pop up, you shoot it and you keep going. I've done plenty of those sessions with my machine gun, and you can. I don't know how much recoil there is on an M60, but I can't imagine it's all that much. But an MG62, it kicks a lot, but you can fire it while holding it with one arm. Having the buttstock up in your armpit, you can fire at close ranges. You can hit your targets correctly. You just need to know how much how far down away from the target you need to aim in order to get your targets. It is possible, but it takes a lot of training, and it's not something. If you need to really do that, you already fucked up.
Yeah,
but it can be done. And I have on a regular firing range, I have shot standing with one arm. We had to train for it. Shoot with one arm, both right and left arm, and actually hit the targets. Of course, as short bursts as possible. And yes, the first and second round hits the target, but then it goes to hell. But it is possible.
So, yeah. Oh yeah.
The MG62 does have quite a kick when handheld, but I haven't had the displeasure of trying the M60, but I guess I will be trying it at some point.
Halloween costume.
Close enough.
Jared, did you like the one I shared a little while ago? This one?
Wow.
Dinner bell just gives that's just a completely new meaning. That Navy bell. Why are you pointing your gun in the air almost?
Okay, that one is worth it. Although I would say that in that one, the Navy is more like Hansel, not Derek, because, well, we get laid more frequently and actually can put some shit together and mentally.
Pretty much.
The files are in the computer.
Well, if that said regional army, yes. No, wait, territorial army, then it would be true. They're they could be better, just to be polite. Hey, careful! Don't poke him in the wrong place. He might explode. He might go pop.
He's actually trying for that lieutenant there is trying for pet sumo wrestler. And if I ever got that size, my superiors would have killed me. Ooh,
that poor hat, poor cover, suffering keeping that. The straps about right.
Potato. I'll just fire a warning shot down 5 feet.
Hey, a 40mm grenade would get people's attention, so fair enough.
Well, it would. It draws attention pretty well.
Oh yeah, it depends on what type of round, but yeah.
Look, guys, it's always peace through superior firepower. Yeah, I kept that. Not a smart idea.
Well,
Carl, get off! Wow. Poor Carl. He just catches all the shit. Hold on, hold on a second.
That should be more of the Marines, I think.
It probably is. It's always been my experience that Marines intelligence they have beat the shit out of they beat the shit out of it. And then when they go in for Marine Force recon, they try and put it all back. So most of the time it works. The ones in which it doesn't work, they send out to be bureaucrats.
I thought that was the entire officer corps of the Air Force was the bureaucrats.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. Hurry up and wait is the military mantra.
Yeah, that and 2 minutes.
They start
Whatever
you that
you
in
need to
boot
do.
camp. Remember I remember we'd have to get up early. I remember getting up at getting moving at 5 and 6 in the morning to get to building it by 7 that doesn't open till 9. You know.
Okay, honey, could you please remove those posters?
Captain, what time you got here?
Hey, skeptic.
We've been making fun of the Air Force all night. Alan has been incredibly quiet the entire time.
Because he fell asleep.
Did he?
Yes.
Damn, I hate it when that happens.
Wait, what's that?
Wait.
Army of Future Soldiers, how we see ourselves. How is he scream?
Pulleys.
The Air
What?
Force.
How everyone sees the Air Force.
Reality.
You see, there's actually a little trick. There's actually a little bit of a trick to a recruiter. Assume for a moment that if his lips are moving, he's lying to you. You will get a lot farther that way. If it's called Australian Army cadets, why do parents and officers expect you to be like girl guides?
Okay, so I've been talking shit this whole fucking time on mute.
And you're supposed to be an ET?
Skeptic?
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot.
I'm a fucking idiot. Dang me.
Speaking
Hey,
I saw your last video actually pretty good.
huh?
I saw your last video. Pretty good
Oh,
way to
yeah.
go.
On Thrive and Survive? Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Well, you know.
Did you see his newest video where he put out the his DD214?
Yeah, that one was old, like almost a month ago now.
No, this was something I saw on my daily stuff yesterday, I thought.
Mhm.
Let me see. I might have added it to my future debunk list.
Well, and here's the thing. The conversation came up, I forget on which channel, about him and his service history. One, he struck for AG. He was not
Yeah, he didn't go to school for it.
Yeah. So all that talk that some people were saying about, oh, well, even as AGs on the enlisted side, they need to know some of this stuff. It's like, yeah, if they actually went to the school, but he didn't.
Yeah. Let's see.
I want to know why he was stupid enough to join the striker program.
You need to cut off a few words from that and repeat it, and you have your answer.
Well, I was gonna try to get an AG1 on tonight to come on and expressly explain what exactly their job is and if they are in fact meteorologists.
I have a feeling that answer will be no.
Oh, I know it's no. I know it's no. Even my brother knows that, and he's like, I'm not even in that rate. He's like, all they are is they look at a radar screen and they predict. He said the best thing that an AG can do is predict weather for up to 2 hours in advance. It's like anything beyond 2 hours is a complete guess, and the difference between the observation people, which are what AGs do, and the meteorologists is that the meteorologists can actually predict 10 days in advance based on fluid or what air is it air dynamics? It's fluid dynamics of air, whatever.
Yeah.
But based on fluid
Fluid
dynamics.
dynamics is the same as aerodynamics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you go 2 photos back at the Cobra? What the hell are they doing? I can't really see. That's just praying in front of the Cobra.
Either.
That's because they're actually they're probably retiring that helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding a revolver right here to
put it down.
Oh yeah, I get it. Put it out of its misery in colors. All right.
Yeah, he published his the DD214 one on July 6th. So
Yeah.
I find it funny though that like the only school it has listed is BE&E. That's it.
Really?
That's it. Yeah. Which is like a joke.
Oh yeah, I see it. It says 1 week ago on my screen. I guess I must have done a search for videos for the last week. Yeah, July 6th, you're right. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah. No arguments there.
Yeah, no, I hope not. I don't want to have to debunk you.
Who was
calling me an idiot?
who was claiming to be an AG striker?
Mr. Thrive and Survive.
Who was? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he put out a video titled "Proof I'm a Meteorologist."
Yeah,
in fact,
except he's
while we
not.
have this here, let's look up what the definition of a meteorologist.
You got a link for that one there, Skip?
Yeah. An expert in or a student.
Oh, you're crapping out there,
I
Skeptic.
don't know in either one of them. What?
No, you were crapping out there. I couldn't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on wireless right now, guys.
Well,
It says an expert in or student of meteorology. I said I don't think he's a student or an expert in either in meteorology. He's not studying for it.
someone said he posted his DD-214.
Yeah, he took
Yes.
out the sensitive information.
Yeah, it's redacted, but
Does he have any NECs listed?
All balls.
Can someone look up areographer mate NECs? Because there's like forecaster and meteorologist and all kinds of funky NECs for areographer
primary
mate.
especially is just listed as AG0000. I don't know.
I think
Yeah, it means he
somebody
doesn't have
told
an
me.
NEC.
Yeah, I think somebody said that's well, I don't know if that's a designation on his NEC or not because you can have multiple NECs, can't you?
Well, yeah, yes, but when you have multiples in there listed, you have your rate hyphen then the 4-digit code and then a slash and then any others. Your primary is always listed first. So like mine,
Yeah,
I was a 6611 slash like 4 other ones.
He makes a claim that 4 zeros means that he didn't change ratings, I guess.
No.
Or he didn't go from.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, I'm trying to remember what he said about it, because I don't want to misrepresent what he said. He said something along the lines of that the 4 digits at the end of it doesn't mean anything. It just means that, like, if you go from being a enlisted man to a CWO, you'd get 4 digits, or if you changed rates, you would get 4 digits.
No.
Being
It means
that
didn't-
you started.
Means you never got an NEC.
I need to go find my DD-214 because I went to TAC and C school, so I want to see what my 4-digit code is. In fact, I'm gonna look that up right now.
Yeah, mine has multiple. I've got 1179s listed first, which is my AN busy one.
Oh, I wonder if I have my micro miniaturization on it now that I had no
You
idea
should
that
have
was even
micro.
on there.
You should have
9526.
micro min listed.
Yeah, it's listed on mine, 9526. So.
Huh. I was looking for NEC codes, and I think this is just their.
It'll be lower in this. So
Hey, did you do the electrician journeyman program while you were in?
Half of it.
yeah, I didn't get enough hours for it, but
I didn't either.
Who else said they got micro miniaturization?
I have it.
I did
Okay.
too.
Yeah. Did you do your journeyman program?
No, I didn't have to do one. So.
Well, I honestly, even though I was in a shop that soldered, I didn't do enough of it.
All right. So here's one of them. Meteorological and oceanographic forecaster. NEC is 7412. Career field AG. So I must have missed this one up here at the top then.
That's because there wasn't one.
No,
So just
there
an
wasn't one.
analyst is quad 0.
Yeah.
Where do you see that at?
See right here. Looking at my screen.
Yeah, I'm looking.
It shows the career field, and then it would have right here, right afterwards, the NEC, and I'll show you down here in the next one. Forecaster.
Go back
relationships and rules.
up to the one you just left, because
Yeah,
that
the
one's
one up-
Peacock forecaster. What did the first one say?
Analyst.
See, there's your differences right there.
So he's
One
pretty much
per-
just. So he pretty
Right.
much just would have been a data collector. He wouldn't really have done
Exactly.
anything.
Yes, if this was the real world, he'd work in India at a call center.
Okay. Hey, Skeptic, where's that link? Where's that link I asked for?
You know, right now, bud.
Come on.
All right, so I'm gonna post it in the side chat for you.
Thanks.
7412 would be the master forecaster.
Is that gonna be a? Oh, I guess that's still an AG, huh? So that's
Yep.
still gonna be enlisted.
Yeah, this is all just AG stuff right here.
What department does that fall under?
Ops.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, will they have a division head?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
old?
they'd have a divo. So the AGs are typically in OA division of the operations department. So typical setup is one officer, their divo, a chief, and then a handful of junior enlisted.
Okay.
And the actual meteorologist, the actual college-educated meteorologist would be the divo, with the potential, not guaranteed, but potential of the chief also having an applicable degree.
Yeah, the carrier I served on, the Chief Eric Arviker's mate used to come up every day and brief the captain on the forecast. I never did see an officer brief the captain on the weather. It was always a chief.
Look, that's different. Electronics data system tech. I don't think they had those when I was in there.
No, these are just.
Hey guys, his military education consists of a month of basic electricity and electronics, which means he washed.
Yep.
Did he originally go in as an ET and he washed out of A school?
That's not how he
had to
describes
out
it.
of
But,
ETA school, or
but I would
something
assume that's what
similar.
it's-
Yeah, because that's really short. It's like, I mean, you look at I look at mine, and my stuff's a lot longer. I mean, a lot longer.
Yeah, my
Well,
A
no, I'm
school
talking about
was.
His A school was. It looks like it was probably ET, but
You never made it.
For BEE is a lot longer than a month. A lot longer.
Oh yeah. Is that a C school or is that A school?
It's A school.
That's part of A
That's
school.
Okay.
BEE is phase 1 of ETA school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember.
Which means he graduated BEE, but he washed out of whatever.
He most certainly did not.
No, because they
Yeah,
would keep him
well-
as an ET and just put him in a different C school.
Just for my FT pipeline included the BEE curriculum, and it was 12 weeks.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
FCs and ETs
when
did.
you went through it was PET, wasn't it?
No, they hadn't.
When did you go in? What
I was
year?
early 90s.
Early 90s. Okay, I was late 90s. So yeah, that's Well, I
A
went
month
to
of
school with
BEE is
FTs.
nothing. You don't in a month.
Or
You're not even going
SCs.
to get to a real radio. You're still working on theory at the end of the first month. You don't
That
even
was
know
me
what
right there. Electronics radar.
barely know what troubleshooting is.
I think is that does it list what the TACAN is in there? What the 4-digit
I
code
don't
is?
think it. I don't think it lists per code.
Oh. What a bunch of horse shit.
Did Thrive and Survive say what year he went? to
It's
BEE?
on
He was
his.
He joined in 1980. And
Looks
his
like
grade.
June
Oh, wow.
1980. Hold on.
Yep, June of 1980, and apparently he made AG3. No idea how.
He says
Well,
he
he's-
made AG2, but he was frocked and he was waiting for pay grade. But I don't.
No,
I don't
Well,
know.
so hang
grade
on,
rate or rank at time of separation was AG3.
hang on.
Actually, it might be
Listed as E4 on his DD.
Hang on. He actually did obtain second class. I actually found a cruise book with him in it as an AG2, but that means motherfucker got busted before he got out.
Busted down.
And,
Why
Would
do
it
you
have
say he got
listed him as
busted?
would it have listed him as a AG2
If-
on his DD214 if he had
if he
passed the
was-
test but didn't?
If he
'Cause
was,
mine's
he
listed
wasn't-
as ET3
if
and I
paid for it,
Hey,
it would
Go
be
back
listed.
up. Go back to submarine.
if he was
Yeah,
a
that's-
if he was a frocked second when he got out, it would still say AG2/E4.
Yeah, because mine still says ET3 on it, and I passed the test. I'd already been given my patches to put on, but they told me not to worry. because I got out pretty quick from the time like I got my offer to stay in or get out occurred late November, and I chose to get out middle December, and I had my walking papers beginning of January. So I'd already passed my test. I'd already been given the patches, even though they told me I could wear the patches, but I would still only be paid as a ET3.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, it says ET3 on my discharge.
Yeah, mine's the same way because I have second class. I was technically a first class when I got out, but I was just frocked at the time. So.
What does your paper say? ET2 or
E5.
ET1? E5, yeah. So I think that's the way. So even at that, he could have been frocked, I guess, and got out.
Yeah, he could
And
be.
but 4 years for a fucking seaman making it to second class. I don't know. Was he in longer than 4 years? Or was he only in?
He was
I thought it
in
said
just
3
shy
years.
of 4 years.
3
He
years,
was
11 months,
one
and
day short of 4 years.
Yeah, I'd guess probably just by that BE thing like we talked about, he probably went in and tried to go in as or some electronics thing anyway, and washed out, went to striking, and he probably who knows how long he's had as a striker. I mean,
yeah,
might have gone to deck department. And
I love that. In the video, he says that he's like, "Oh, he goes, I didn't go to school. I didn't have to. I just took the test and passed it." Well, that doesn't mean
that
you
means
understand the information. It just means you fucking studied the necessary material to pass the test.
And even then, different rates have different thresholds for your pass, not advance. And honestly, it's quite easy to not know the material on a fucking Navy advancement test and still pass it.
Scroll back up.
Yeah, we would get. I'd get messed up as an FT.
Submarine Navigation Manager. The fuck is that?
It's the nav center, guys. That's what it is. It's not actual QM stuff.
I'm mad they offer the nuke to ETs now, because man, they did not have that when I joined. I got 97. I could have been an FC nuke, and I chose to go ET so that I could do other shit. But
this test is it a multiple choice test or?
Yes, every question is a 4-answer multiple choice.
Nice.
And the general rule of thumbs are, if it's a word answer, any combination.
Here I am. Woo, FT.
Any combination answer or the longest answer is the right one.
No,
here's the thing.
I know this is totally unrelated, but one of my old friends from Copenhagen, he eventually convinced his wife to take the ham radio license test, just for fun, just so they could talk to each other, at work and so on. And she knew nothing. She crammed of course, and she actually passed with flying colors. She thought that, she didn't know anything. But because of this multiple choice thing, she actually just winged it. Multiple choice tests are useless.
But the other thing is this right here is like, let's say you're a seaman, you're an unrated seaman, and you want to be a part of a rate, and you go start to work with that rate, and they kind of teach you. Here's the thing: when you go to take that test, those questions are for the most part recycled questions.
Yep.
So they tell each other, they can tell you what is going to be on the test and what is not going to be on the test. Whereas when you go through schooling, they teach you everything, and then you just have to understand it. Whereas when you just do that rating test, you can actually go to someone who's taken that test before and say, is this going to be on the test? No, that's not going to be on there. Don't worry about studying that. Study this, study this, study that.
In FT,
is it divided into different groups of difficulty?
Okay, so the way the test is set up, it's so say you're an E3 going for E4. There are general sections that are on the test. There is your in-rate component, which as going for E4, it's generally close to 75% of the test is in rate specific. Then you have your general military knowledge stuff, and then your leadership component.
So this is totally no. There's absolutely no specialist questions. It's basic
there
stuff.
is.
No, it's mostly specialist.
Yeah. So
you also have to know knowledge that, let's say, if you're an E4, you have certain responsibilities that you then qualify for, like working as like a supply officer. Or something, you know,
basic leadership, basic
that,
military knowledge type stuff.
Yeah,
What
there's stuff that
was it,
E7s can do that E4s, no matter how knowledgeable they are, they're just not qualified to do.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, a supply officer. I wouldn't call that a specialist.
Well, no, I'm
thing.
saying, like, if you are going to be taking an E4 test, you must also be proficient in what an E4's responsibilities on the ship will be, regardless of your rate.
You have,
but like, let's say I'm
100. Hang on, you have 100 questions on your specialty, and then 50 questions on general military knowledge
And leadership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are
And
any
then-
of those? Ow!
Go ahead.
God damn it!
Say what?
Fucking hell! Nah, I just did something stupid here. Are any, just out of curiosity, are any of the questions history related?
Some
And not specifically military.
some of the
some of the basic
BMT.
military stuff is.
Yeah, some of the basic military questions will be
Maybe
service history.
tradition. Yeah, tradition-wise, maybe,
Yeah.
but I don't think that they're going to ask you questions about the Nimitz or anything like that.
Okay, no history knowledge
No.
that has nothing to do with actually working.
No.
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 Okay.
No.
Okay. Good.
I remember
Like,
we would get,
it's. Go ahead.
I remember we would get messed up on some of our advancement exams. When I was in like fire control, we had like 5 different combat control systems in use, and different times the test would feature different fire control systems. So there's a lot of times you'd go in there for the advancement exam, and most of the rate specific stuff would be on systems you've never seen before.
Yeah, some asinine shit.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good description of what we had to go through as electronics tech, because there's so many different things you have to know about the electronics, the way it operates. You know, like you have to know about like different eddy currents and signal tracing.
What's the difference between resistance and impedance?
Exactly. You need all of this knowledge to be able, so there is, but those tests are electronics.
Yeah,
Related.
like when my early days in submarines, I was a quartermaster, and there was no difference between submarine quartermaster and surface quartermaster, and the test was written for surface quartermasters. Like you had to know all this celestial navigation shit.
And it was written for 40 years ago and hadn't been updated.
But it's like the first time I went up for E5 and was taking the advancement exam, it's like all the rate specific stuff. Most of it was featuring stuff on the Mark 118 system that was used on Tridents at the time. I had never even seen that stuff before.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a busy one tech. I don't know anything about the Mark 118.
there was one test cycle that there was a guy in my shop who, once the bibs came out, he was fucking elated because one of the systems that was going to be covered on the in-rate portion was the avionics side attack-an, which was his bread and butter. So it's like, yes, finally it's on the test.
Hey, that's how I would go if I had a flash question from somebody related to radios. I mean, of course, the subject you love, why not get questions for that?
Yeah. Well, some of the bib was idiotic. It's like, okay, here's your bibliography, American Practical Navigator. Okay, can you tell me which one of those 35 chapters we should study?
Oh, see, and that's the thing. On the AT side, they actually gave us the chapter.
I actually lucked out.
And how big is the chapter, though?
Depends on what's being covered.
Yeah, I mean, it could be up to 30 tightly written pages.
I actually lucked out on the second time I went up to E5, because when they did the advancement exam, while I was a busy one tech, they had CCS Mark II Block 1 stuff, like the current system they use, but the original version of it. And it had just like rolled out, and luckily even though I was a busy one tech, when I was going to the operational part of my school, it was all on the Mark II stuff. So
Actually, yeah, go back one to that computation. There we go. So this shows you the breakdown of what factors in for getting your final score for each pay grade. So going to E4 and E5, the that starts with your evals, then it goes to the test score, which is almost 50% of your grade. And then awards points. The IA was really of did you do it or not. Any P&A points from previous cycles, and then your time in. Oh wow, they actually did start throwing on the points for having a degree.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
We
you
also
look
had
at
this up here too.
What the hell is that?
This is
Your
so
broken down.
making go back to that previous one.
Hey, I'm gonna step out, guys. I got to run to the store and get some stuff taken care of before tonight. Jared, will you shoot me the link for Side Strike?
yeah.
Okay, thanks, and I'll see all you guys later. Y'all take it easy.
Hasta.
Have
Yeah,
fun.
when you go up for chief, all that shit don't count except your exam score and your performance.
eval. But what this is not showing for the E7, that is just to make board. And then once you make board, you actually send in your full jacket, and they then go through it that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is just a breakdown of
that individual test cycle, how you scored, where the average was, and if it's your multiple time taking the same one, that's where his cursor is now. It shows how many points you're carrying over from previous ones where you passed but did not advance.
What?
So
you could. Yeah, I hope you're not saying that you could accumulate
in a rate. Like
yes, you could.
In a rate, what it is like there will be like there will be some numbers involved in your advancement. Is basically kind of depending on how many people they're looking for. So you could pass it, but still not make enough to actually be advanced, and then that kind of carries over.
Yeah, you can pass the exam.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That was
you can pass the exam, but because of all the other points that factor in, your final score, which is in addition to the test score itself, won't be above the threshold to actually be promoted.
Yeah.
It's a way.
Okay, fair enough. I was thinking something completely different. Flunking a test, but
you don't want too many E6 FTs. You don't want,
Yeah. It's a way of promoting people who have served a long time, but just can't get a high enough score.
Yeah.
It gives them a few extra points to maybe get advanced.
All right, so I am going to stop presenting because I have to go too, but I'll be back for movie night, probably in the chat. So,
like usual.
See ya.
Pretty much. Well, I would join, but it just depends on what it is that we're talking about,
Yeah,
you can only withstand a certain level of stupid.
It's not so much certain levels of stupid as it is. Am I knowledgeable enough on the topic to feel like I can
contribute?
Do something more than just make quips, pretty much.
Well, I would say that some of it is so stupid that a preschool kid could rebut it. Could challenge.
I never want to get on there just because usually I want to bow out somewhere in between, just because like I said, I can't stomach that much. It's like watching the Talsetti. It's like watching the full retard video of Talsetti. I can't sit through a whole one.
I mean, I know that
my forehead can only stand so much.
Yeah, I mean, if I would go there again, I would get really annoyed at the end. Just stop saying Drake will never get out. We'll never finish this.
I'll see you guys in a bit.
All right.
Yeah, bye.
But yeah, the biggest thing with with movie night is alcohol helps.
Yeah,
it does.
And that's my problem. I do not want to mix alcohol with what I'm on right now, so that's a problem for me. I mean,
but
I don't want to mix my painkillers and alcohol. That's no.
Yeah, but also I've been actually trying to take care of myself and not go uberly sleep deprived. But something interesting I actually found out today. So they did the swaps and put in the new entrance tunnels for the systems that I support, and got everything up, got everything to where it's set on my end. My end, it's exactly how it should be. So they went through, and Wednesday night we're doing the site acceptance testing. It failed. So Thursday during the day they do some tweaks to the belt handling system and do the testing again Thursday night. It failed again. So instead of being able to move on to the next two systems next week, the entire project is on hold until they figure out those first fucking two.
Lovely. Okay, I just checked. Something is seriously wrong with Psystrike. He actually scheduled a live stream this time.
Uh-oh.
That's I haven't seen that in a long while.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh no.
I got good about doing that, but then hush you two. But this time I didn't.
Slurfers and homeopaths. That's a little hint, I guess.
Oh god.
To what's going on.
Okay, so grab extra.
That's the movie term.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's the video.
Boy, homeopaths. You know what the sad part of it is? I was actually watching Cool Hard Logic's thing on her series on homeopathy just a little earlier today. So this ought to go good.
Homeopathic sugar pills for diabetes.
Has anybody checked on Alan lately?
He's sleeping.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Is he still breathing?
Well, we can't unmute him, so.
Oh, he can only unmute himself?
Only he can unmute himself.
Yes.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, well. He's probably doped up right now, too. I mean, the times where I've talked to him after the stream ends, this is how he sometimes actually manages to sleep because of the pain. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason.
What? Homeopathy? Oh. We're going to get a pair of Bander shots today.
All right. I'll see you guys next Friday.
Hey, see you, Chew.
Yep, have fun.
Yeah, bye, Chew.
And it is getting to be a little past the time that I actually scheduled this to end, but we have 10 minutes until the fun at Psystrikes is supposed to begin.
Well,
wait, no,
yeah,
sorry.
Begin, yeah.
20 minutes till it actually begins.
Hey, I'm on my way there.
Yeah, so
it won't really begin for a good hour. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Because why would we want to get right into the stupid? Why not just stall it as much as we can?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
As usual. That's the standard, yeah.
I'm going to try and keep us on topic today.
Good luck. Good luck.
Alan is alive. Now on 3 devices.
Wait, it unmuted then muted again. That's weird, weirdly creative. But
he's rolling over the keyboard maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But with that, we are going to go ahead and close this up to people who have been watching. Feel free to ask us questions. We actually do look at the chat.
I've had it up. Yep.
But if you haven't, like, subscribe, and we will see all of you next week.